something new, always on it, sometimes right. Ooh, you feel that energy rising. The truth is calling, but we'll need some analyzing. Open your mind, let's take a ride. Jaren's almost here, time to toss the lies to the side. Lights down low, crowd tuned in, truth on energy rising. Pill taker, no faker, no shill. Jaren's in the house, he always keeping it real. Always honest, sometimes right, he claims. He's seen the lies, he broke the chains. Now he's here to level up the game. Crypto truth, let's talk growth. Mind unlocked, yo, he does both. He's been around, he's seen it all. 10 years of flat, now we back on that ball. No more fakes, no more scams, no apps to track. Jaren's here to save the day from these lying maniacs. Oh, open up your eyes. The world ain't what it seems, no disguise. Take a step, take a breath, it's time to rise. No regrets, no regrets. Was flat, but that was whack. It was fake, out the gate, globe's a fact. So I went back, now I gotta shake the hate. Bad research, bad humans, bad intentions, built with lies. You can tell the shape of the ground, just look up in the sky. He's a man who admits when he's wrong, when he makes a mistake. Them other little boys will never give up, since they said TFB was fake. We are waiting on the man, the myth, the legend, and host of the show. The show is about to start, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. The show is about to start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yo, welcome to the corner where the freaks all speak, where the woke and the broke meet once a week. Got preachers, teachers, flat earth believers, dudes on soapboxes dropping wild thesis. One guy screaming about the lizard elite, another dude claiming that birds ain't real meat. Karen's on the mic trying to cancel the post, while a dude with no teeth says the moon's a hoax. A mic check, 1, 2, let's go. Say what you want, don't hold back, bro. Truth or lies, we'll never know, but grab the mic and steal the show. Yo, look, here comes a dude in a tinfoil cap, saying AI's taking over, it's all a trap. Then a stoner with a bong saying, bro, relax. Aliens built pyramids, that's straight up facts. A feminist screaming, men ain't shit, next to a pimp talking about monetize your bitch. And in the back, there's a Jesus guy telling me I need to pray before I die. Nah, I'm good. Mic check, 1, 2, let's go. Say what you want, don't hold back, bro. Truth or lies, we'll never know, but grab the mic and steal the show. This spot got scholars, gangsters, preachers, hobos, weirdos, OnlyFans teachers. A vegan and a butcher about to throw hands, while a nudist in the back yells, fuck your pants. Man, I love this place, so raw, so real. Everybody talking about how they feel. No rules, no filter, no fucks given. Some preach hate, some preach living. But hey, that's life, that's the street where madmen and prophets meet. So if you got something to say, step up and shine. Just know, once you drop the mic, it's mine. Man, I love this place, so raw, so real. how they feel. No rules, no filter, no fucks given. Some preach hate, some preach living. But hey, that's life, that's the street where madmen and prophets meet. So if you got something to say, step up and shine. Just know, once you drop the mic, it's mine.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Welcome. This is the Jeranism show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the Speaker's Corner, where we speak truth, see truth. Speaker's Corner, yeah, they see through, we see you. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is art on the Speaker's Corner. 3 minutes hit the spotlight. Speaker's Corner, where 3 minutes gets your mind right. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is art on the Speaker's Corner.
Welcome one, welcome all. Can we turn down the music so it's not so damn loud? Is the question. We can. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Thursday. Let me remind you. It's Thursday. It's the first Thursday of the month. It's June. That's straight up nuts. It's not June. June of 2025? Isn't it like February 3rd? February 4th? Feels like February 4th. It is not. I guess it's June. I guess it's June the 5th. It is the first Thursday of the month. We are ready for another edition of Speaker's Corner. June of 2025 coming at you live. Before I tell you how to join though, let's do something fun. Let's give away $50 and let's do a little quiz to start out the show. Let people file in, if you will, folks. Find yourself a seat. There's lots of seats in the back. The front, of course, is already taken because they got here early. That's why. So let's do a quick quiz. 21 questions. This is how you play along at home, if you'd like to. You simply go to the YouTube comment section or the YouTube chat. Pardon my French. Go to that YouTube chat, and you can just answer 1, 2, 3, or 4 for every question that you're about to hear. And that's going to work. I believe if we say start, it should get going. So the questions are of flat Earth, globe Earth, related history, science, mathematics. We could ask Alex Jones. He'll probably tell us that it has a lot to do with science and mathematics and all that stuff, but we don't need to. Enrique is here. He's not feeling very well. He got what I had, whatever that was. Don't really know. But I spent Saturday and Sunday, well, most of Sunday, all of Saturday, sleeping. So that was fun. That was fun. All right. So we've got this quiz is beginning. If I can get this to work. Always. There it goes. Aha. So there's only 21 questions. It comes at you pretty quickly. 30 seconds per question. And the winner will get $50 US if you have Cash App. If you have Venmo or something, it might be difficult. We might be able to figure it out. But I prefer Cash App is the way you want to do that. So we'll start in 1 minute. And then the way that you can get on the show is you can go to tinyurl.com/cornerism. You have 4 minutes. We're going to be strict with the clock tonight. I know I say that every single week. Maybe it doesn't happen. Or every single first Thursday of the month is what I meant to say. But we will see how it goes tonight. We are going to try and keep very strict to the clock and mow through these callers so that I'm not here for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. Tomorrow we've got the Jeranism show, or actually Friday Unplugged. But I'm not sure if it's that or if it's another Dave McKeegan segment. So it'll be one of those two. One of those things is happening at 3 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow. Don't know which one. We've got 24 seconds. The questions will come up. You will, in the chat, answer 1, 2, 3, or 4. It will keep track of your score for you. If you answer more than one, it won't count. It'll count just your first one. If you spell 1, 2, or 3, or 4 wrong, you are retarded. And so don't do that. They're just one button press. The one with the 1 on it, or the 2 on it, or the 3 on it, or the 4. Here we go. Here we got Speaker's Corner Trivia coming right at you. Good luck to everyone involved. What month and year did Mark Sargent and Jaron both upload their very first YouTube video? Was that January 2015, February 2015, February 2014, December 2014? Please enter your answers. You have 16 seconds only. Only 16 seconds. Good luck to you. Good luck to them. Good luck to all of you. We wish nothing but the best for your future. And the answer is coming up here shortly. And we will know who's in first place already. Ready to win $50. US cash dollars. It's not Iranian money. We got a lot of people answering. 75% got it correct. February 2015. You are correct. All right, next question. Win that $50. Win that 50. Again, a reward for being here on time and early. Where was the first Flat Earth International Conference? Do you know? Was it in San Francisco, California, Raleigh, North Carolina, Las Vegas, Nevada, or Denver, Colorado? The first International Flat Earth Conference. You have 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds. I'm going to move this chat over so I can see what you guys are doing. Somebody in the chat, if you could let me know if the sound is okay. Is that background music too loud? I can pipe it down. I can tell the orchestra to relax a little. The answer is, of course, 2017, I do believe, was in Raleigh, North Carolina. San Francisco was the... Wow, really? There's never been one in San Francisco. Interesting guesses. All right, Raleigh, North Carolina, 28% was correct. Your next question comes up in 1 second. Who produced Behind the Curve? Behind the Curve, produced by who? 1, Orbital Films. 2, Delta V Productions. 3, Clark Entertainment. 4, Big Mouth Productions. Which one do you think is correct? Orbital Films, Delta V, Clark, or Big Mouth? You have 8 seconds. 8 segundos. Segundos ocho. Ocho segundos. Pop out chat, please. Thank you. Move it over here, please. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to read the chat here. Come on. Okay, let me get back to that one. We got to get over to the next question. I think it's coming up quick here. I'm not ready. Who produced Behind the Curve? Of course, it was Delta V Productions. Delta V. Almost last place vote, but they are correct. What is the closest to the radius of the Earth in inches? According to the Globe Mathematics, is it 910,000, 500 million, 250 million, 200 million? Now I'm second guessing myself on this one. 910,000, 500 million, 250 million, 200 million. I believe that is correct. Thank you for that. Enrique, now it's the time. It's not yet. Now that's like a winner sound effect or something. Not now. Not now. The correct answer is, I believe we can just do the mathematics ourselves if we need to make sure we are correct. 250 million is correct. We're taking 3959. We're multiplying that by 5280. Then we're taking that answer and multiplying that by 12 to get your next question's already up there, 250 million. We've got, which is true about the South Magnetic Pole? 1, the South Celestial Pole is above it. 2, it is currently in water. 3, it's located inside the Antarctic Circle. Or 4, every answer is true. Which is true about the South Magnetic Pole? The South Celestial Pole is above it. It is currently in water. It is located inside the Antarctic Circle, or every answer is already true. You have 1 second. Good luck to the chatters. And if I'm late getting to you, I'm behind on all my Telegram posts or on my Telegram messages, so about 2 days behind. Give me time to catch up. It is currently in water, is correct. Currently in water. It is outside the Antarctic Circle. Every answer is not true, and the South Celestial Pole is not above it. Which Flat Earth International Conference featured Eric Dubé as a speaker? Was that Never Happened, Las Vegas, Nevada, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, or Dallas, Texas? answering. I love seeing all the numbers in the chat. Lots of people are good. We just saw Google. Don't Google. You should be faster than that. It should be force you not to have time to do that. Let's see. This should be an overwhelming answer here. I think probably 100%. I'm going to guess, or not. You tell me. Will it be 100% answered correctly in this question? No, only 70%. Eric Dubé has never spoke at a conference. He is hiding out, afraid of the public. Jaren's first laser test was across what distance? 1, 8.8 miles. 2, 4 miles. 3, 13.5 miles. Or 4, 10 miles. Good luck to you. You have 11 seconds. Enrique, wrong sound effect again. Doing well. And the answer coming up here in a second. And the correct answer was, my wife and I did a 4-mile laser test way back, whenever that was, 2015, 16. I don't remember. Too long ago. Let's pretend like it never happened, shall we? Okay, we got another question coming up. And let's see, which conference did not include Jaren? Was it Flatoberfest in North Carolina? Was it Denver, Colorado? Was it Dallas, Texas? Was it Amsterdam? Amsterdam, I'm not really sure about the state or whatever it is. Just go with what I have on the screen. Flatoberfest in North Carolina, Denver, Colorado, Dallas, Texas, or Amsterdam. As soon as the quiz is over, you may jump on tinyurl.com/cornerism to get your 4 minutes. If you want to submit, like you can't wait in line, or you want to submit anonymously, you don't want to show your face, whatever the reason might be, tinyurl.com/JuneCorner will get you a submission form that we will read during the show. Almost with the, wow, no, I did attend Amsterdam. I was there. Flatoberfest in North Carolina, I have never been. Or South Carolina, I don't even know what the state it's in. To be honest with you, a Union Glacier camp in Antarctica. Approximately how long does the sun remain above the horizon? Is it 6 months? Is it 4 months? Is it 2 weeks? Or is it 2 months? If you're Sov, you're just having a mental breakdown right now. Keith doesn't know what to do. They're losing their minds. Where's the answer of 0? How can this be a correct question? How is this allowed? Well, you might want to get your mental health checked. Just telling you. And the correct answer coming up here should be kind of self-explanatory. The poll should get what? The poll should get 6 months. Am I kind of close to the poll? Kind of. 4 months. 4 months is correct. Congratulations to those who got it. Let's go with the next one. Finish this equation. The curve of the Earth can be calculated with 8 inches per 1 squared mile, 2 miles squared, 3 mile cubed, 4 mile. Go ahead and make your guess. Make it now. You have 8 seconds left. 8 seconds. And the answer is, I wonder if we can speed up this second part next time. I'm trying to think. It usually comes back. Well, we wouldn't have time after the answers are added up. Miles squared. Miles squared. All right, let's go to the next one. Actually, I think it moves pretty fast right here. It's just gone to the next question. It's pretty good. Maybe 5 seconds off the question time limit. All right, which of the following is not reported to have walked on the moon? Roger B. Chaffee, Harrison Schmitt, Edgar Mitchell, David Scott. One of those people is not reported to have walked upon the moon. Is it Roger Chaffee? Is it Harrison Schmitt, Edgar Mitchell, or David Scott? Anybody else hear Roger Chaffee and immediately reach between your thighs? Just me? Okay. Could be the fact that it's just me. And your answer is coming up here in a few seconds. Remember, the winner gets $50 US cash. How about that? And the hope is that we make $50 in super chats. Or that's not the direction you want to go, but it's okay. Oops, I missed the answer. The answer was Chafee, who died in Apollo 1. Which Apollo was the first to use the lunar rover? Apollo 16, Apollo 15, Apollo 14, or Apollo 12? You must answer, however, 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 for Apollo 16, 2 for Apollo 15, 3 for Apollo 14, 4 for Apollo 12. Do you know the way to San Jose? That is the question. Enrique, are you ready? Are we going to do this or what? You're at the controls?
Yeah, I do it.
All right, thank you. He says he'll do it. It's good. You don't want any talk back from these guys. They often try and do that. The correct answer was Apollo 14. Apollo 14 for the win on that one. Let's go with the next question. It begins in 1 second. 21 questions today. 21 questions. What was the purpose of NASA's Project Gemini? Was it 1, testing techniques needed for Apollo? 2, mapping the moon's surface? 3, explore deep space radiation? Or 4, the effects of zero-G on plants? Or zero-G on plants? One of those.
Hefe, you went to Antarctica for truth? I go Walmart for same thing. Nobody finds it.
Thank you for interrupting the show for that. It's not necessary. And the answer is Gemini's purpose was to test the techniques of Apollo. To test the various techniques. All right, we got number 14 coming up. Number 14 coming up. In 1958, NASA was started. What was it before? NIST? NADA nada? NACA naka? Or MAGIC magic? In 1958, NASA was started. What was it before? Is the question.
Flat Earth, round Earth. Your head's still shaped like tamal.
I'm going to cut the mic on this guy. What's going to happen, you think? Cutting the mic. Cutting the mic. All right, we got the correct answer is NACA. 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 Somebody, I think I saw in the chat, maybe there's a problem with one of the questions. We'll have to check on that. Approximately how much money does NASA receive? Do they get $700 million a day, $70 million a week, $70 million a day, or $7 million a day? Hopefully I read those correct. Get your answers in quickly. Quickly. All right. You've got 10 seconds till next question. It was $70 million a day. Whoever said $7 million a day, incorrect. It's much more than that. Much more. Okay, here comes a question. Which link cannot be used to support Jaren? wap.com/Jeranism, paypal.me/Jeranism, Cash App/Jeranism, bmc.link/Jeranism. One of those cannot be used. Which one is it? Do you know the way to San Jose? Is the question. If Apollo's question asked which the first one to use the rover and it said 14, it is incorrect. So we will have to take that into account. It was 15. 15 was correct if we've got a incorrect answer. I don't remember what it said the answer was, so. But if it said 14, that's not correct. PayPal.me/Jeranism is not correct. If you put that in, you will get to somebody who stole my username, but that's not me. Do not donate to whoever that is in New York. Which show was never hosted by Jaren? NASA Comedy Hour, Globebusters, Friday Lounge, Ballbusters. One of those. Never hosted by Jaren. In fact, it's probably never even been watched by Jaren. If we must be honest. This is 17 of 21. And it is Speaker's Corner. We'll get to you guys shortly. I think I've only heard the bell go off twice, so probably only 2 waiting. Not too bad. Which show was never hosted by Jaron? It was, of course, one of the worst shows in the history of the YouTubes. Of course, that is Ballbusters. Ballbusters. Terrible show. God awful. All right. Next up, we got question 18 coming in 1 second. Here it comes. What is true when living in the South? 1, you can always see Polaris. 2, sunset and sunrise move right to left. 3, sunrise and sunset move left to right. 4, stars circle the celestial pole counterclockwise. What of those statements is true for somebody living in the South? Whoever wins first, please win by more than 1 point so that there's no discrepancies with the incorrect question and answer from earlier. Much thanks. Prefer a blowout, like by 4 or 5. Move the needle. Impress. Sunrise and sunset move right to left in the South. You can never see Polaris. And stars circle the other way, clockwise. All right, former astronaut Lisa Nowak is famous for what? 1, trying to sell stamps. 2, stealing moon rocks. 3, selling space secrets to the Chinese. Or 4, driving 800 miles to kidnap an astronaut's girlfriend. All those sound weird. Don't sound like astronaut behaviors. 1, trying to sell stamps. 2, stealing moon rocks. 3, selling space secrets to the Chinese. Or 4, driving 800 miles to kidnap an astronaut's girlfriend. Which of those is true of Miss Nowak? I believe she's out of Texas. I believe that she tried to kidnap a girl from Florida because she was dating an astronaut who was she was having an affair with, if I am correct about that. So the answer is yes, of course, driving 800 miles to kidnap an astronaut's girlfriend. We've got just one more, I believe. No, 2 more. How long do you have to speak on Speaker's Corner? Is it 1, as long as you want? 2, 5 minutes. 3, 4 minutes. 4, 3 minutes. I like how it confuses you there with the 3 and 4. If you're thinking 4 minutes, don't answer 4. Don't do it. 6 seconds. 6 seconds. 1 second. 0 seconds. And the correct answer for that one is 4 minutes, as you should know. Is that 100%? We haven't got 100% yet. Will this one go down 100%? Everybody got it? 4 minutes? No. Close though, 92%, 91%. Can't read that. Can't read it. All right, we're about to find out who wins $50, and hopefully it's not within 1. Then we got to go and check and all kinds of bullshit. What I feel like doing. How do you join the show live? Do you 1, go to tinyurl.com/speakerscorner. 2, go to tinyurl.com/cornerism. 3, speakerscorner.com. Or 4, call 1-800-cornerism. Which of those is the way to get on the show live and easily from your phone, from your PC, or your Nintendo Game Boy? Which one is correct? You have 5 seconds. Somebody's about to win buku bucks. Buku bucks. The correct answer is, of course, tinyurl.com/cornerism is the way to get here. That's how you appear on the show. That's how you get your 4 minutes. Isn't that right, Enrique?
Órale, no hay pedo.
Thank you. Usually whenever I call, this just means yes. If he gets excited like that and it's in Spanish, just it's ready. It means yes. Mostafer won, and he did clear the board with a 14. Second place got 12. Mostafer, nice job. I see Megan up there. I see Landry got 10. I see a couple other people did well. But it looks like even the Apollo question isn't going to create a new winner. We'd have to check. Did Mostafer get it wrong? And actually Alex got it right. And then it would be 13-13. I'm going to just go with the... no, winner goes to Mostafer. All right, let's get on with the show at Speaker's Corner. and that means it's your guys' turn to talk. Most of her, if you have Telegram, t.me/Jeranism, please reach out and we will get you your $50 or email me, Jeranism, one of those two, in the next day, please, and we will get you that. And everybody who took part in the raffle, thank you very much. Most of those things have been mailed out. If you haven't heard from me, check your messages. You should hear from me yesterday or today. And I think there's a couple people that I haven't talked to, but just because they're in my VIP group, so I will reach out to them, but they are all set. Everybody should be good. I know of Megan, you won the year of VIP, and I need to get you your coupon code. That's about all I can think of. Everybody else should be mailed out, should be coming. So that should be good. All right, let's get on with the show. Let's see who's up first. Again, to get on the top of the screen, you'll see tinyurl.com/cornerism to submit, tinyurl.com/JuneCorner, or just tap out, either one. And we got the 4-minute clock ready to go. And we've got, we did have somebody. Lockwood, you are in the, I see Lockwood Smith is in the Telegram, in the Speaker's Corner group, but you don't have something turned on. It says device is not connected. So, you need to, let's say hi to Bird in the chat. How is this profitable for Jaren? It's not. It's just, the hope is that, I don't know what the hope is. I don't really know, to be honest with you. Don't know what the hope is. I'm a giving guy. That's all. That's what it comes down to. By the way, Landry, I saw something that I didn't realize. Remember how you were giving me all those memes, and I was like, I'm not going to save all these. It'll take too much time. Do you know they automatically save on my computer? The other day I was in the downloads folder. Like, when did this get loaded with so many images? And it was all those memes. I never saved them. So I guess somehow I have it turned on to save automatically. I don't know. But that would have been good to know that night. Would have been good to know. All right, now we got somebody, I think. Well, nope, it's Lockwood again. But Lockwood, it says device is not connected. So usually when you log in from your phone, tinyurl.com/cornerism, you have to tell it which camera to use and which mic or which audio to use. If you're from your computer, same thing. I don't know what it means when it says that. It just means something's not connected. It doesn't have your mic or doesn't have your audio video. The question was something like, what can you use to support Jaren? And the answer was paypal.me, when he literally has a paypal.me link in his description. Yep, but the question was, what can't you use? And it said paypal.me/Jeranism. That is not correct to use. If you go to paypal.me/Jeranism, which we'll do now. Oh, you can't see the screen. You gotta be careful. You gotta pay attention to what it's saying there. So this is paypal.me/Jeranism. And if you press enter on that, you'll see that we go somewhere else. So this is because I got removed from PayPal. I got banned. Then within like 2 weeks, somebody messaged me and says, "Hey, I sent you $20. You never said thank you." I'm like, "What? I don't even have PayPal anymore." He said, "Yeah, I sent it to paypal.me/Jeranism." I said, "No, that's wrong. I don't have an account anymore." So then we went and looked, and this guy, Carlton Yancey. Now, don't ask me why PayPal would be so fucking stupid that they would think it's okay to give out somebody's username after, but they obviously did. So this person signed up for @Jeranism, and if you send $20, Carlton Yancey will be taking that money, and not me. And if you try and hit report this link right there, which I've had people do, it does nothing. They keep it up. So PayPal can suck a dick. All right, there we go. Lockwood, we got you. You are
good.
You're able to be seen, believe it or not.
Good. I'll have to behave myself.
Please do. I'm going to start your clock. We got a 4-minute clock. You can talk about whatever you like. Well, actually, no, there is somebody behind you. I was going to say, if there's nobody behind you, you can talk as long as you want, but somebody showed up behind you.
No, I don't want to break the rules. 4 minutes.
Okay. You got it.
I just wanted to call and hear your voice and see what goes on here. You're being more coherent today than usually, I find. You're ready to roll.
Coherent. No, I wouldn't say that. I'm never coherent nor ready to roll.
Well, trust me, you are, compared to other times.
Now, I met you in North Carolina or in Denver?
I sat beside you at the dinner
Right.
for the VIP at both
Oh, at both. Okay.
Denver
And North Carolina. Oh, and Dallas.
No, I didn't go. I didn't go to North Carolina.
Okay. I'm trying to remember the dinner at Dallas.
I'm coming to see you in a couple weeks.
You are. When is that?
Yeah.
2 months? 2 weeks?
End of June.
I haven't been this excited in months.
Well, that's a good thing to hear, Jaron.
Yes. Oops, your clock. My bad.
No, it's all right.
Now it's going. You officially have 4 minutes.
I'm officially what?
Your clock didn't start before. Now it started. You got 3 minutes and 50 seconds now.
That's funny. That's funny.
We got to keep them moving. We got to keep moving. They'll stay here forever.
Well, no, I stay on a radio station, so you got to keep the needle moving, or people stop listening.
Very good. Very true. They've already stopped listening to me, though, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, as long as you keep talking,
Yeah.
it's how many people are listening right now? How many people are with us?
I don't really want to look. It'll upset me, so I'm just going to pretend there's 350.
No, come on, be honest. Face reality.
You want to know honestly? Honestly, there is 102.
That's not bad.
Oops, sorry, hold on. I somehow ended up on the wrong screen. It's pretty bad. Nathan Oakley gets 102 watching live.
I only vaguely. Is he related to Red's rhetoric?
No. Related to? No. God, Red's going to hate you for that.
I'm in kindred spirit, not in flesh and blood terms.
Right. No. This is somebody way different. This is an angry Brit. Let's put him that way.
Blimey.
Yes.
They never got over losing the Revolutionary War.
No.
And the War of 1812.
They hate us.
Not all of them. Margaret Thatcher loved us.
Yeah. Did she?
Yes. She was a kindred spirit.
Oh, boy. Old soul.
She and Ronald Reagan.
So what's new with you?
One of the things about the. You know who was the biggest persuader of me to investigate flat Earth?
The biggest? Mark Sargent.
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Barack Obama.
Okay. Well.
Because he kept saying,
we don't got time.
He kept saying, I mean, we don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society here. Mm-hmm. And after I heard him say it about a half a dozen times, I thought, what the hell's with Flat Earth Society? So I looked it up. That was a pretty eye-opening experience.
Could it have been a psyop? Could he have said that? Could he have said that for the purpose of getting people to go down that direction and to damage a truth movement?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
All I know is he's a liar, and it's like liars lie. And the opposite of what they say is usually true. So if he says we don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society, it means we do have time for one. And all any of the honest people that I knew that were in Flat Earth, world, was just investigate things for yourself. And I watched a lot of stuff and listened to a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of make sense out of it. But you were the first person that I know when you went to Antarctica that really put it to an acid test. That was a kind of a risky thing to do. A couple of years ago, I was going to go down to southern New Zealand, which was not as good a place to go.
Still good though.
But I've wiped all the travel industry out. So this giant month-long trip I had got canceled. So, hey, you went on behalf of a lot of people, and if they don't like the answer that you found, well, grow up. Grow a pair. Suck it up.
Well, thank you.
We got to be willing to face the truth, even when it doesn't confirm what we want to believe to be true.
Well, thank you for saying that. I think it'll be. I know, and just so people know, Lockwood's a flat earther. He believes flat Earth pretty well, but he's coming out to talk to me about it. So we're going to have a little talk in a couple weeks. Should go well. We'll see.
Well, it's kind of like you remember Rob Skiba. You knew him.
Yep. And just about 30
You remember
seconds.
Rob Skiba?
Of course.
And, Skiba always said, "I'm not completely convinced yet," but of course he died before he ever came to some conclusion, as far as I know. But
Yeah.
Skiba made a lot of contributions to the optical side of
He did.
perspective and vanishing point and all sorts of stuff like that. So, okay. I yield back my time, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you. I look forward to talking to you soon, and reach out, and we will see you soon. Thanks,
I
Lockwood.
will. I want to hear what else is going on here.
It'll just be more people calling in. Let's see if any of them can be nice. We'll try. We've got Fits of Rage. Doesn't sound like a nice
Hey,
thing.
how's it going?
Good, yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. I've just kind of been following you, and I wanted to say I kind of respect and understand your decision to not just say, okay, I was wrong about flat Earth, so obviously everything else is right. But I just kind of want to understand kind of your mindset going into each topic of, are you going into it saying you need to be totally convinced beyond doubt that moon landing for existence, for example, do you feel like you need to be totally convinced, or just feel it's more likely than not, and you'll just at least assume it's true for sake of argument?
Yeah, I mean, if there's not a huge implication to it, I think it's silly to kind of stick to your position. But I mean, with the moon landing, it's something that I felt before flat Earth, or I thought before flat Earth. I've kind of learned that some of the evidence isn't what I thought it was, but I still do have questions. But again, like I said, I'm open to being wrong about it. Whereas if you would have asked me that a year ago, I would have said, there's no way I'm wrong about it. So that's the difference.
Gotcha. I guess, I'm also curious, past moon landing, do you think there's another thing that you're, interested in exploring beyond that?
Oh, I'm interested in everything. I mean, yeah, if you've watched my channel for all these years, I've talked about a lot. History, stuff like that. I mean, so really, it's an open slate. I do think that there's some stuff in the space program that if I discovered some stuff was real, that I would probably do I try to reach out to some of those companies, NASA, whoever, and try and get interviews with people and try and push some of this stuff so that people can see that it is real. Because I'm not the only one that thinks it's fake.
Mm-hmm.
So certainly things like Mars rovers and things like that.
I feel like get to that point. I think Apollo 13 is. I mean, if you accept that as true, is just an absolutely amazing feat of I would argue that Apollo 13 is more impressive than Apollo 11, just in how on the fly they had to do everything.
Yeah, it sounds ridiculously crazy. Yes. But I think even getting to the moon, I think is, if it happened, is one of the, by far the most impressive thing.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely.
Not even close.
See, what am I on time? It's hard to see on this.
1:30.
Okay, cool. I guess So I've not been too into the flat Earth conversation for too long. I think TFE kind of brought it more into my scope. I've been more in the origins debates, evolution and age of the Earth stuff. So yeah, it's been interesting to kind of diversify from that into flat Earth to see both the differences and the striking amounts of similarities from those two topics.
That scares me. That scares me. If I see that same kind of people in the evolution debate, that's scary. Because the flat Earth, now standing back looking at it, it's very worrisome.
I think I heard you say a while back that you've not generally had much, just an interest in the evolution debate, right?
No, I mean, I have interest in it, but I think it's just very difficult to prove since it's not something that can be really observed so much. So that's all. I mean, it's a theory. So
Yeah. I mean, basically, that's the one thing that's hard to talk to people about is like, yeah, it's not that I can just point to one thing to say that proves it, but when you say, okay, but here's this, everything we have that we found, and it lines up with what we would expect, and any other options brought to the table, like special creation, whatnot, the predictions you would make based on that fall flat, then it just. But that's when it gets hard to explain, because you can't just tell someone in a single debate everything, because they can always just say like, well, that one thing doesn't prove evolution. It's like, well, yeah, no one thing is going to prove it. That's just a ridiculous
why is my timer going?
Standard of evidence to say I want one thing that's going to prove it for me.
Right.
But yeah, so
it's something I'd be interested in talking to somebody about. I do have some questions, so if you think you have good knowledge in that department and want to just have a conversation, almost like me and that Veritas had, or something like that, you could reach out on Telegram and we could talk about it. It's something I have questions about. So, and somebody like you might have those answers that I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some with more knowledge than me, but at least for a discussion, I think I've got a good enough to carry a discussion on it, and having the time for it might be tough, but I definitely have the interest, so I might be able to do that, and we can. Yeah, I'll hit you up on Telegram for that.
Yeah, sounds good. Reach out. You can keep going if you have more to talk about, because there's nobody else waiting that I can see.
Let's see.
I guess I could always go to the forum, see if anybody submitted, but
sure,
not sure. But go ahead if you have anything else. Time's now.
I think I'm good.
Okay, sounds good. All right, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
No problem. Talk to you later.
Okay. We got nobody on the line, so we're waiting for you. I'm trying to figure out why my clock is not supposed to end in a timer, but for some reason it's not working. Let's put it on here. Well, that's probably why. So it's just trying to see why this isn't working. Friday show, yes. And then show. And then timer. What? That's probably why. Oh, there it is. Let's try that. Should work now. And play when sound timer ends. Play on what though? I don't know. Play on this one. See if that should work. I'm gonna start this clock again. We're just gonna test it. We'll let that run down. All right, let me go check the form. See if there's anybody there. Could it be the shortest speaker's corner of all time? And most likely the last is possible. Let's go check the form. I did have it open here, and now it's not open. Great. Just what I expected. We got somebody. Hold on 1 second. Be right with you. Be right with you. Google Forms. And it is the Speaker's Corner form. And do we have any responses? We've got one. Let's see what somebody said. It says, from Peter. Okay, this is lovely. I think you are a disgrace to the truth movement. Thank you very much. The only truther I've ever seen go back to the dark side. Pathetic. How much did they pay you? Well, it was like $3 or $4. It's like $4.45, I think. So it could have been better. I could have waited. I could have held out, but I was hungry, and $4.44 looked pretty good. $4.45, something in there. I tried to even get $4.50. They wouldn't even do that. They said, nope, here's a quarter and 2 dimes. It's like, whatever, you guys suck. But and this person, please add links, and they put nothing. Look in the mirror. I'm actually pretty happy when I look in the mirror. So that's not what you want to encourage me to do. Let's go with Mellowdome in the house. Mellowdome. What up, what up, what up? You have your mic on mute. Not anymore.
What up, bro?
What up, dog? What are you doing?
Can you hear me?
I hear you great.
No, I'm on break at work. That Peter guy sucks.
Yeah, well, forget Peter. I mean, your life has to be pretty pathetic to have gone to that forum for that purpose. So I don't.
It's like you dumped them like an angry ex-girlfriend or something.
Isn't it like that? Like they're just like sending little thing, like in my inbox and just, but you're not getting pussy like this ever again. You know, just like, dude, run away already. Believe me, I already did.
Yeah.
You're gone. It's over. I don't even think about you anymore. Get out of my inbox. Yeah. So what else is new with you? Oh, let me start. Well,
Nothing. Just wanted to promote a couple things. I did a live stream with Rose 777 on her original YouTube channel, which is back up.
Nice.
And she's trying to get traffic back over there. So you guys go look that up, check that out. I shared it. Also, I made a clip out of that live stream and posted it this morning, discussing more of my sun observations, and just wanted to let the audience know because, you know, I post it and then I lose like 10 subs.
How do you think I feel? I might be under the 100 live watchers number pretty soon. It might be the time.
Yeah, I've been looking at the count. It's like getting lower and lower.
I know, it goes down. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. So I'm trying to think, what thing could I do to boost the numbers back up? Just tell some lie, like I actually went to Antarctica and they actually brainwashed me, and something like that. That'd be really.
Yeah,
good.
There's alien probes.
Oh, of course there is.
Yeah, a bunch of weird, crazy shit.
We actually went down the hole. We went over this hole in the South Pole, and then we came out in the North Pole. It's kind of cool.
You found like underground Tartaria tunnels that led to pyramids, and where there was redheaded giants holding up the flat Earth.
It's where all the mountains were actually before they were melted buildings.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh boy.
Yeah, man.
So yeah.
But no, man, keep doing what you're doing, dude. I enjoy all the streams that you're doing, and you know, you're staying honest. And I enjoyed that conversation I had with that big tech guy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
Never heard of him before. He's kind of new, like I guess he streams on Kick.
Yeah, he thinks we should go over there. That's what he says. So.
Yeah, I've been looking at it. I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
No, because I don't know what. I think Rockfin's got something going on with it too. Who knows what's going on with Rockfin? But
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with them.
Yeah, because now you know everything has to be now everything has to be behind the paywall. Just started, I think, this week.
Oh, really? I stopped streaming on there. I just gave up on it because
they did.
It seems like they gave up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're probably just living the good life, making $90,000 a year.
Yeah, slapping heads.
Oh boy, yep. So fun.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's all I got. Sun observations are done. Did you pull the plug on did you end the fundraiser?
No, let's look at it though. So if people want to go to tinyurl.com/mellowdome1, I want to see what it's at now. Did we get close? .com/mellowdome1. I'll probably.
I think we're like 700 short.
Okay, I'll probably end it after the show. So if anybody, we're 26.89 of our, so 81%. If you want to help out, please head over there. It's tinyurl.com/mellowdome1 and join the 47 people who are supporting this awesome telescope-a-thon, where we're going to get a hydrogen alpha telescope into the hands of Mr. Austin here, and he's going to do some observations for us. So looking forward to it. And you said you can get one no matter what at this point?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yep. It's happening.
That makes me happy. All right. We'll probably end it after the show, and then I'll figure out how I'm going to send it over to you.
All right. I appreciate you, Jaren. You the man, bro.
Hey,
Keep it
thanks,
up.
buddy. Appreciate it. Later.
All right.
So
later.
Head over there, tinyurl.com/mellowdome1. Let's get back to Megan. What up, Megan?
Hey, how's it going?
Excellent. Yourself? Let me start your clock.
I'm pretty good. I seem to be way off center here.
You are off centered a little bit, but that's okay.
No, that makes that better. Anyways, there, that's better.
Now you're in the middle.
Yeah.
So what's up? Congratulations on your multiple wins.
Thank you. Thanks for having the raffle.
Yes, your Surface Go is in the mail.
I'm excited. And the first VIPs this weekend?
Yes, we have Culture Cats is joining us.
Nice. I've always known them as Conspiracy Cats.
It's not the first one for you, I guess, but yes, we've been doing them for many a moon. If people want to join that, we have somebody cool join us every first and third Saturday of the month at noon, and Culture Cats will be joining us this Saturday.
Sweet. I did want to touch on a bit of like some of the things that I've been noticing with both communities, the flat earth and the, I guess, Glober community,
Okay.
or the anti-flat earth community. But just, I mean, obviously I've always thought flat earth was pretty culty. But I'm starting to see kind of the same patterns with some of the hardcore Globers, where they're kind of trying to pressure you into just believing stuff without being convinced yet and things like that. And I really think that you should, hold out until you're convinced and not just follow I can't think of the word, but
the crowd, or thank you,
know,
or the
go with the
consensus.
flow.
Right. Well, thank you.
Yeah. And so, keep being you and don't give in to the pressure. And for, there's always been things that some of the, content creators I cringe at and I don't agree with. Not the facts. I agree with the facts, but just personalities. So just be yourself and don't let anyone pressure you. Yeah. That's all I really wanted to say.
Well, thank you. I think I do a good job of that.
Mm-hmm. You do.
Unfortunately, to my own detriment, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You notice?
But it is better to be yourself than to, live a lie.
Yes. It's better. It's better. I'd rather be liked. You have a minute and a half.
Oh.
No. I'd rather be liked by very few people for the right reasons than by a lot of people for the wrong reasons. So you just gotta deal with it.
And I hope things come around for you, and that you stick around, because we all like you here. So, and you do a great job with like production and being on screen and such. So I really hope you keep it up.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We will do that. And the Friday show for sure will keep going. Even places that I've applied or whatever, I've told them that day. So I'd like to keep that Friday show going. And going to be talking to Big Tech this week about a couple ideas. So there's some stuff in the works. So we shall see which direction we go.
Very cool.
All right. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Have fun.
We got Patrick. You're up next.
Sorry.
Patrick. Patrick, you're on. What's up?
Oh, hi. Yes, we talked last month and the month before that also, I think. So, yeah, I'm calling. I called last month from Israel. You remember?
Yep, I remember. Go ahead.
The Theologian. Yes. So today I would like to do a follow up on that. It's just short time with 4 minutes. So we're here we talked last month about Jesus, the Bible teaching that Jesus is not God, but the churches do. So we are here doing a piece of it, where we have with camera and things like that. So we're doing an investigation, and we see that Constantine, the founder of what we would call the founder of churches, the founder of the theology of the Trinity and things like that. So we're exposing that. We see that in his monument from 315, the year 315, the whole thing to take it back from the beginning is like Constantine is the guy who created Christianity officially. Like he was before his death he converted to God, but he was a pagan, he was a Mithrist, he was a sun worshipper.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we see in his monument from and this was after his so-called conversion. So this was actually after that. He has a monument with Apollo, the sun god, just the same as NASA also using in their moon landings, things like that. So we see that he was a sun worshipper after he converted. So I can see the point that many believe that Jesus is the sound reference for that, but if you read the Bible, you will see it's not. You can read Matthew 1, you see his genealogy, that he has heritage that is human. So he is human just like you and me, but the problem is what theology has made, and Constantine is the guy to blame for that, because he's about the Mithrist. He was the one created the 25 December Jesus, which is Mithrist birthday. So they sacrifice the bull every year, the 25th of December. This is what the Mithrist do, and the Mithrists do. So we are like under the temple of Mithras. We was under the Colosseum, close to the Colosseum, and the Colosseum is built on some worship. It's built like a circle for a reason, like the eye or the circle. And there's also the Flavian emperors from like the 300s that built it. Oh, sorry, from the first century that built it, and they destroyed it, the temple in Jerusalem, the year 70, as Jesus prophesied in the Bible. And the same year they built the Colosseum. So the Colosseum is officially their temple, you know. So they destroyed God's temple in Jerusalem, and then they built a sun worship temple in Rome. So we are here quoting that, and I just wanted to share that also with you listeners and to you, that the whole New Age foundation always try to, you know, do the hit piece on that, like that Jesus is the Son. Oh, he's walking the water, so is the Son. It's a very bad theology, and it comes from New Age, from Hinduism, Buddhism, and things like that. The Maitreya, like the Maitreya will be the savior and things like that. So look into Constantine, and you will see a lot of understanding what Christianity is. We call it Constantinanity or Churchianity. We don't call it Christianity because we believe in the Bible. So we read the Bible. We don't go into theology of the churches. That Constantine was the founder. He was the one setting up the first church meeting in 325.
Do you think all of the astrotheology stuff is invented? None of it is actually from the Bible?
Nothing is from the Bible. They like to use some things like to put it together, but it's not. No, because the Old Testament and the New Testament is actually forbidding anything like astrotheology.
Yeah, but that's not good evidence of it. If somebody says that there's astrotheology in the Bible, you can't then say, well, the Bible says that that's not allowed. Because if
it's not allowed, because astrotheology is something that is used for in New Age. It's nothing that the Bible teaches. So if you read the Bible, you will see that it's not. It's from the beginning to the end. Right. It's very simple. God says in Genesis 1, he says, you know, in Genesis, he says that do not worship the sun, moon, and stars. So
right. But you don't see. So then they're making up all the connections with Jesus and the sun and the zodiac, and he was Pisces, and he's giving water to the person, which is Aries. Aries.
It's a very horrible theology when you look into it, and we've done that since a long time ago, and I can show all the verses they're using, and I can show you the other side of it. It's very simple just to read the Bible.
Aquarius is what I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I said Aquarius is what I meant to say with the water pitcher.
Yeah, Aquarius, exactly. And no, personally, you know, we were into New Age, so we know that side of it also. I've never been into astrotheology, but more exposing it. But it's, yeah, Jesus is a human, so it's not like he's a metaphor for the sun. That is very bad theology.
Right, but didn't the Sabbath was originally a Saturday, correct?
Originally, and they say Constantine changed it to Sunday because it's sun worship, yes. So originally, that's because in Spanish we have Sábado. Sábado is from Sabbath, yes. So Saturday would be the sixth day. We don't know because we may use the moon phases, you know, to more understand when the Sabbath originally was. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, Saturday is that one.
Right. And then Christians began to call Sunday after that the Lord's Day, right?
Yes, they changed, like, the whole thing is this, that they changed, Constantine in around 325 is the one officially that may have changed it or not, but the thing is, it
right, so you don't
matter.
think it's, yeah, but I'm just saying, you don't think it's weird that Jesus is in the Bible written as an allegory, it seems like, to a celestial zodiac. But then it's also that the Sabbath was moved when Jesus was born to, or not when Jesus was born, a couple hundred years after that, to be a Sunday. 300 years after that, to be a Sunday. But then also Jesus' birthday was moved to December 25th, right?
Yeah, the problem is that Constantine, the same guy that we actually talked about,
Yeah, I
he was the
understand that.
one.
Right.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm kind of getting at. So you're saying no, it can't
yeah.
possibly have these solar connections, but it does have solar connections even outside of it of the writings that you're talking about, right?
Oh, no, to say it's very simple. Like every solar connection is associated with the churches. So if you look at the crosses, it's not what the Bible teaches. That is a sun symbol. You look at 25th December. The Bible don't teach Jesus was born 25th December. You look at the obelisk, which is the church tower, is sun symbol. So you look at what more we have. We have the Trinity, which is the worship of the sun.
All right.
Faces like morning.
And I don't know where
midday, and
what you're calling from, but you're a little hard to understand, I think, for me. So I'm assuming people are having a hard time too.
Okay.
But thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
Okay.
Thank you. I will give one quote from Thomas Paine, of course, the 18th century philosopher who wrote the pamphlet Common Sense, and in it he says, "The Christian religion is a parody on the worship of the sun, in which they put a man whom they call Christ in the place of the sun and pay him the same adoration which was originally paid to the sun." So it might not be that parody's the best words there, but it does seem like there is something to do with that. It doesn't seem like it's completely out of the realm of possibilities, but we'll have to see. It looks like Lockwood's back. Lockwood, you're only supposed to call in once. You don't get multiple. You don't get multiple 4 minutes.
I didn't. The other guy ran on for more than 4 minutes.
That's true. What's up?
Nothing. I just put in a comment like, "Cut this dude off."
Oh no, but you're trying to watch the show from here. I get you. The show is on.
Yeah, I mean,
the show is on YouTube.
First time here.
The show is on my YouTube channel. You're in the back room of the people joining the show, but it's okay. You can watch it from there as well.
Well, the link you sent me, so it's your fault.
Oh, you know what? I might have sent you the wrong link. Might have sent you the wrong link. It's possible.
That's okay.
All right, let's go. Let somebody else come on if they're here. Oh, I don't.
Somebody else.
Okay, let's see. Phone line's open. Let me go back to the submission form. See if there's anybody there. If not, even better. Even better. We still have just the one from Peter. Peter, take a hike. You are the weakest link. Let's see here what else I've got for you. Just was thinking about the Jesus situation. And again, because it always could be people after the fact try to make you think that way. But I've always been interested in the ideas that you can kind of follow through the zodiac. Almost seems like it's telling a story that is told allegorically through the Bible. So, what else did I want to talk about? Let me see if I got a list here. I do have a couple things, but mostly I was going to save those for tomorrow. Especially, well, I don't know. I got to check. Like I said, I've been out of commission for a couple days, so I don't know if Dave McKeegan and I are doing our show tomorrow or not, but I will find out. If not, then I will be doing a Unplugged tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific. If we are, I think it might be 1:30 Pacific or around there, just because McKeegan likes to get to bed early because he is an old man. So, got to make sure we get him to bed in time. Let me see if I had this here. Nope. Was there any other? Yeah, I don't think that was right. I was going to say, was there any other answers wrong in the test? My bad about that. I didn't notice that the answer was wrong. So, let me think here if I've got anything else for you. Well, and I got a lot of, I did see a couple messages from people, a couple emails, people asking, why don't you do this or why don't you do that? They're trying to give me direction. And I appreciate it. I do appreciate but I think people are failing to realize that the channel itself is what is the problem. So I'm going to have to choose what to do with the channel as far as, do I just start a new one? Do I dump that one? Do I stick to it even though it can't grow? But that's basically the outcome of, if you are doing a channel and you're a conspiracy theorist related stuff, and then you do something that's going to upset that crowd. Well, the problem is that they've already basically blackballed me from growing. So nobody new gets to see the show. So the only people who can see the show are the people who know about it. Of course, the flat earthers aren't watching anymore. So it kind of leaves a very small niche crowd. And it can't grow from there. So it wouldn't matter even if the show was excellent. Even if it was excellent, it wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter. So, and I get it. I mean, people need to hopefully understand my point of view, which some people do, some people don't. But it's, I'm about the truth, the actual truth, not sugar-coated, not what makes you feel good, not the religion that makes you sleep well at night, not the watered down, sugar-coated, algorithm-approved, clout-chasing garbage that the liars are feeding you. And they're doing it. I mean, it's blatant. Trying to watch these guys. The other day, I should just read the message to you because it's hilarious how this is how people are. So everybody knows I used to be friends with Sav. And Sav was on my show. And so the other day, somebody sends me, oh, you got to listen to Sav and these guys talk about. So I go listen to Keith's channel. And Sav is there just making a mockery of everything, saying that, TFE doesn't exist. And he doesn't know why we weren't featured in the Twitter or the social media of Union Glacier or ALE. Just disgusting. So anyway, I did want to send him a message, and I sent him two. Trying to get to it here. Just want to read them to you because imagine this. The guy's my friend, right? I get back from the trip. We haven't talked since then. I think I did message him once, or we had a phone call once. It was very quick. But I wanted to read you. Where is it? This, because I sent him two messages, followed by. Can you not even find him if he's not? Wait, hold on. Should be in here still, right? Wait. It's still got to be in here. If somebody blocks you, you don't lose those messages. By the way, he blocked me. That you didn't get that much out of it. Where did that go? Let me find it. I think it's this. Yeah. So imagine you haven't heard. Now the guy's just talking on another channel about how fake it is. So I message him, and imagine me messaging these two things and him blocking me. Imagine that. I said, I know you don't trust me, and I don't really care. But going on and on about it being fake when it was 100% legit makes you all look retarded. And just like in your interview with Duffy, when you said if the sun went south, then it's a globe, well, I have the same opinion. Just because you have since changed your mind and decided it doesn't show anything doesn't mean I have. I have the same opinion you did. The sun going south and being south, then circling my head for 4 days means that's all she wrote. Now, if you want to remain a flat earther, that's fine by me. But I swear on both my children, the trip was 100% above board. No trickery. So you should move on to figuring that out. Figure out why we see what we see on a flat earth. Because you've spent 6 months calling it fake, and that will get you nowhere because it wasn't. Then I messaged him again, and I said, the most pathetic piece of all this is that you think that I'm some sort of liar. That's the saddest part, your inability to assess what's true. The 24-hour sun is real. It did it for 4 days when I was there. The trip was 100% as advertised or presented. Imagine you or me. Imagine the trip and the sun was real. Look at the fallout. Would you be a flat earther? No way. Worst researchers ever. And from that, he blocked me. Okay. That was too much for him. You're bringing all that lies, Jaron. That's too much for me. I got to block you for reaching out and trying to say, stop looking like a fucking retard. Let's go to Tony Coriolis. Hey, yo, Tony!
What up?
What up, my friend? I don't have your intro music. I do have it somewhere here.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah, I can't find it now. There it is. I knew it was somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tony Coriolis. Man, that's a great picture right there. I love it right here. The trees in the background. It's beautiful.
It's pretty good out here. Okay. So, run me for 4 minutes. Just straight 4 minutes, and then cut me off.
Here you go.
Okay. Shout out to, Megan. Props on calling in. And then how she said, it's kind of culty on both sides. I've kind of said that from the start. Both sides are kind of culty. And, I mean, just being still a flat earther guy, you always say there's no flat earthers listening. I know you're not talking about me. You know that I am.
Sorry,
And what
can I start
say
putting
on
you in
it.
there and saying there's no flat earthers listening
Yeah,
but Tony Coriolis?
exactly,
Okay, got it.
exactly. You're not ever. Even my last call, I said every single time you're not going to say, well, except for Tony Coriolis. So
I might
get
now.
it,
I might
you
now.
know. Well, yeah, no problem. I mean, I guess you can. And yeah, just I kind of think, you know, it's culty on both sides, and you kind of get where I'm sitting. I'm not you, and you got the whole channel
Totally.
and everything, and I respect it. And you know, you just mentioned Sov and what Sov, you know, you said also for your member-a-thon, you go, am I going to keep on doing this if Sov's getting more views than me? Like, yeah, right. You know, so I kind of get it, man. I've never ran a channel. I'm not trying to hit you with any hard suggestions, but this is me being a viewer of it all. You know, you kind of get where I'm sitting on it all. And okay, I never okay, if I'm trying to Monday morning quarterback your auction, there were a couple things you should have like, I don't know, maybe promoted that more, because yeah, I got a bunch of stuff for very cheap.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, but that's almost proof positive where, okay, I guess, you know, it really is kind of,
But
no
there's
one's really,
yeah, that's it.
yeah, and I get it. So yeah, I don't want to hit you with any pressure from me on, hey man, I'm ditching you, and if you do this, like, okay, I just know that you have your take, Jaron, okay, and I just kind of evaluate everyone as what their take is on something, and it sounds weird. I don't know if that really even makes sense, but just I don't like how people are judging you on your take, yet they don't even know your take. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I'm glad that we're still good through this. It's almost proof positive that you could still be flat and talk to Jaron, but everyone kind of isn't, you know. So I'm noticing that. I'm noticing all this stuff. Okay, so there's one thing. Are we close to 4 minutes?
No, you got a minute 45.
Okay. So I looked on my Facebook. I noticed I only posted one video ever of yours on my Facebook. And I liked it so much I posted it twice. I've just posted it back to back, and no one sees any of my stuff. I don't even know if it got a like. But it was your short that you made for Facebook on how much money NASA makes, like, compared to other industries.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like movies and stuff.
The space industry.
That is at the front of my mind. For other people, that's maybe in the back of their mind. That is still kind of in the front of my mind, which is why if I would ever go down the road of Globe, I need everything to be smashed, not where I can put it together and say I can tell it off stuff. And I know that I don't want to sound disrespectful saying that, but
no, I get it.
Yeah, it just kind of is what it is for me, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that I can call in here and talk that out. And I kind of think more people should. You know, there's such a benefit thing. It helps you think stuff out when you call in and honestly talk stuff out. So that's why I continue to do this, if anyone's wondering.
Yeah, I think that what you just mentioned is the scariest thing about what I see from the outside is that I don't know how, if let's say that flat Earth is wrong, I'm not really sure how the people inside of it will ever know that, because if they don't,
I know, and
yeah.
I'm the only one who's heard everything that you've said.
Right.
Like I should win the top badge on. I heard it all, you know. But yeah, no, I'm cool with you.
Well, I'm
And
happy
that's
that
really
I'm happy that you won the lifetime membership.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm still a little sad that you sold my hat, but is what it is.
I thought that's just what you want.
I get it. No problem. Okay, just one thing. I still think, okay, just me being
But you do
flat,
know you can
everyone-
buy another hat and you can sign it and send me another one.
Yeah, that can happen now.
Yes,
And
just make sure. I'll probably sell that one too, though.
So yeah. Okay, just one thing I want to say. Just talking to all these people here who, I'm sure you got people who are Globe and they don't call in and stuff. And,
Yes.
you know, it's hard to even think of something to call in about. Like, I called in Speaker's Corner number 1. No need to burn the time saying what that was about. But, okay, Cannonball Run. You know what that is, Jaron?
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? It's going from one coast to the other.
Right.
So, I mean, of the flat Earth perspective, there's no curve, but the world record was set. Could they, you know, straight, if there is curve, you know, going with the globe perspective,
Right.
there would be curve. So you could make a fucking straight up one side to the other tube underneath. Is that right? That would be a thing for the globe? Or if anyone would want to break that down on, no, you're way off. It wouldn't even be a tunnel and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, explain to me
Globers-
what you mean. Explain to me what you mean.
So, okay, right now the world record is set for that, for the Cannonball Run. You know, it's just a thing. And it happened during COVID when all the roads were shut down, you know?
Okay.
So a couple of dudes just loaded into a car. They had like average speed of probably like over 100 or something, just going across the whole U.S. So that record is set. Like, say in the future, someone does a straight curve from East Coast to West Coast, just straight tunnel. and someone drives it and sets the new record, fastest time in a car, across. Because but okay, if you did that tunnel underneath the whole U.S., if any water got into it, where would it go? How would you do a draining system for that? I don't know. It's perplexing for me to even think globe, and no one be too mad at me for that, but it is what it is.
It's just a weird. You have to rethink the way you think the world works, which sucks. But
I ain't honestly anywhere near that, but I still am down to hear out your take, Jared.
Yeah,
that is where I stand.
My take is that because the down is down. There is no up. There is no upside down people, like I originally thought. I used to think, oh, there's people upside down, but upside down means that your head is where your feet should be, right? Well, nobody on the earth has their head where their feet should be. Everyone has their feet where their feet should be. So nobody's upside down.
Yeah, and that's why I just say that really me being a flat earther has a lot to do with just how I see things in my life. And
correct, and that might be, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
I think that there's a difference between you and me. That would be I wish that I was just a viewer, because if I was just a viewer, I could say, you know what, I still like the idea of flat Earth. I'm still going to stick there. Whereas as a content creator, as somebody who's told people that the Earth is flat, and then to realize that I was wrong about many of what I was saying, I have a duty to say what I now know, what I now feel is the truth. Because otherwise, I'm leading people down a road that I think is wrong. So
yeah. And I get you, and I totally hear you on that, and we've talked about it and stuff. But just you said on that member-a-thon thing, you said to Will Duffy, you go, thanks for saving me from Dum-Dumville. And I was just like, I get that. I just get where you're at, but I don't love some of the stuff you're saying, but
I get it.
I get it. To just be a So
but I think that that probably is that feeling of not wanting to hear that is kind of the reason that people don't listen to me, right? Is because
I can't disagree with that.
Right.
And one last thing, and then cut me off.
Okay.
You said that the VIP always has people that are cool, but did you forget that we had Craig on?
Good
so I don't know, bro. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if you can say that.
Let's try Culture Cat. See how he is on Saturday.
All right. I'll hear him out. I don't even know the dude, but
all
right.
All right.
I'll see, and peace.
Later. We got 5 times 1,000. You are live. You got it. There we go.
Hey, Jaron.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
You're great.
Okay. Hey, right on for Tony Coriolis. I'm with him. I've been around a long time too, and I really stand with what he says. I could feel what he's going with, and I'm kind of the same way on that. It's just too hard for me to bend it around my mind how that's when I first heard flat Earth years ago, I was like, I didn't understand what it was. Like, how could you possibly think that? How could you even go about going that direction? Explain it to me. And I didn't know what, I thought it was some Hare Krishna, some kind of cult. I didn't get it. And I was like, go ahead, go for it. Let me see what is it that's making these people. So I went for it. And explored at that point. Like, I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a while, but when I got it, I got it. I saw what everybody was seeing. To go through all these years and all these hours of listening and debating and putting this in and talking to friends and family and everything, to go back on seeing the sun. I mean, if there's another explanation for that's out there, I mean, it could change. I'm sure it could change your ways.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if there was,
came up.
But let me tell you why there won't be, is because there can only be one map, and it is the AE map. There is no option on that one, right? Because the continents are laid out the way that they are. The sun goes in order that we know it goes in, so there's no question there. We can't make a different map with different continents. So that being said, once you have debunked or falsified that map, then there is no more flat Earth. So it's not a matter of just seeing the sun. It's a matter of what if the south.
What if it's something that can't be explained yet?
So
what if it's something that a phenomenon that happens that you can't? I mean,
okay, but we know
you can't explain a falling star. Is that? I mean, have you gone as far to say that that's actually a rock that is coming?
No.
Through our.
No,
I mean, but we can't explain it though, right?
But I stick to what I can, what I do know to be true. What I do know to be true is that the shape of the Earth is a sphere. That's what I know to be true now. And that's because, as a flat earther, I thought that the South was a lie. It had to be. Think about it. We're told that the South is the opposite of the North. So if you go look at a sunset from 50 degrees south, if 6 months later you go to 50 degrees north, you will see the complete inverse opposite sunset. It's a mirrored image, a mirrored picture.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
So what's weird to me is all these years, over 10 years of time, and someone could have put this to rest. I mean, how could you not go down to Antarctica and do this and film it and explain it and have a YouTube channel and put pictures out there and show everybody, and someone to come along over touring the planet with Flat Earth, going from coast to coast, having meetups and groups. No one ever said, hey man, I go to Antarctica. I've been there a couple times. Here's a video. There's a 24-hour sun. You guys should check it out.
No, tons of people did.
Yeah,
but you're saying nobody did, but there's tons of people who did. We just didn't listen, or there's people who posted that we did.
But all the people, but someone could have debated and thrown that out there. Someone could have called into the show. Someone could have approached someone at any time with this information. There could have been videos made about it. There could have been presentations. They're going to be like, oh, well, this group goes down every other year.
But do you notice that I did it?
Whatever.
So I did it. I'm somebody who people consider honest, at least I thought. So I did it, and they just call it fake. So why do you think that if anybody?
No,
I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Okay, but what I'm saying is,
I don't get why people. I'm sorry.
You're just saying that somebody could have done this and could have done that, but if they did, it would have just been called fake. That's it goes without question. What you're thinking is that 5 years ago somebody came forward.
Yeah, but you did some history. You did make history, no matter what. Right. You're the first person that ever went down there, recorded it, and put it out there online like that. You're the first one to ever do that.
No, there's other people who have done it. That's what I'm saying. That documentary on the ice for the year, the Stephen Powell, all those guys, they've all done it. But
that's just videos and movies. No one. I mean, I can go watch the 24-hour sun videos that you guys collected and put together and.
True, but guess what I'm saying is
explained, and those videos weren't trying to prove.
Okay, let me ask you this though: is what you're saying is that 5 years ago, if somebody came forward and said, "Hey, I went to Antarctica, and here's the 24-hour sun, here's a video of it," are you thinking that anything would have changed? Because I know now that that person would have just been called a liar, and Flat Earth would have moved on. They're not. Flat Earth doesn't actually look at things like, "Oh, I'm wondering if I'm wrong." They're looking at things as they know the truth.
No, but the investigation that we would have done, like, okay, this person says he's been down there before, and
he's a liar
with other people. So there's other groups that have been down there.
He's a liar.
So no one would ever reach out and try to find these people and go, hey, or these
they haven't done
corporations or groups.
They haven't done it.
They 5 years ago.
Liars. Yeah, I know. They just call them liars, though. It's the Antarctic.
See, would it be hard to feel that if you're just approaching someone that has nothing to do with it?
No, but what I'm saying is, if you go to that, I'll show you a site here in a second. If you go to the Antarctic Ice Marathon, okay, which is a marathon that happens every year there, right around the same date, and I actually posted this on Facebook the other day. I said it's only $21,500 to go there December, I forgot what it is, 10th or something. It's basically the trip that comes back on the flight that I went in on. So you can go to Antarctica for $21,000. You go run a marathon. You don't have to run. Tell them your ankle hurts. Who cares? Mm-hmm. But those people see the 24-hour sun every year. So
yeah, and how long have they been doing that for?
20 years. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's weird that no one's ever brought that up, though. Even though it has been happening, I don't doubt that it hasn't been happening. Like, I don't doubt that, but I find it strange that no one's even as far as doing the race. The only thing that's weird is the boat race, right? Now that
but let me explain. Let me explain why nobody's brought it up. It's because now I realize that anything coming, because we didn't watch any Glober channels, right? We didn't watch MC Tune. We didn't watch FTFE. We didn't watch Simon Dan. So if they did bring it up, we wouldn't know. And second of all, nobody inside of Flat Earth is going to bring it up because that's not what Flat Earthers do. They don't bring up things that are questionable to the Flat Earth community. They hide those. The Flat Earth has to continue on with just pretending that there's no problems with the Flat Earth. It knows everything. It has all the answers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy because if it wasn't so damn expensive, it could have been done a long time ago.
True. Yeah.
I mean, like you went down there, you stayed in a damn tent, you just pay for the fuel. I mean, it's just dumb how I don't know.
Once you've flown once you've gone down there, you'll see that cannot be a cheap operation.
Well, definitely not a cheap operation.
Yes,
definitely. But I mean, it would be. it could be a sold out adventure every time. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think
You know
so
what I
too
mean?
if it was lower price. But I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll anyway. I got to go. We got somebody. Oh no, we don't have anybody behind me. Never mind. I lied. But I thought I heard the bell ring.
Oh.
No, I mean I do think that like now I've got the itch. Once I saw that, I'm like, oh man, I want to go back. So I did put out on Facebook. I said if anybody, and I'll actually sweeten the pot a little bit. I said if anybody wants to gamble with me, they can pay. We each pay our own way, and then we also have to each put $25,000 into a escrow. And if the sun does, as I said, it goes around your head for 4 days straight, then I get your money. And if the sun sets, then you can keep my money. But I'm just trying to explain to people, because we still got flat earthers going around saying that there's no 24-hour sun. And that's the problem for me, is that let's at least be adults and say, okay, there is a 24-hour sun. Now let's worry about why that happens on a flat earth. But we can't even get to the point of people admitting that there was a 24-hour sun.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
I know it's hard, and I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks when I listen to you and what's happening, it's almost like this could be a huge social experiment, you know, in my head too, on what you've done now, because I mean,
well, think about it real quick.
People,
Think about
people heard that and like.
So think about it though. If we have a group of flat earthers, and they don't accept things from outside the group because they would just say, "Oh, that's just some glober. Oh, of course he's posting that to fool us. He just works for the government." Whatever. They would just dismiss it. But even when somebody inside their own movement, who's been there for 10 years, dare say, kind of started the movement, certainly one of the early first 5 content creators talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
If one of them even goes down, then they just immediately discount it as you've been paid off or you're a sellout. So what that tells me is that the flat earth community will never, ever accept that they're wrong if they happen to be wrong. They won't accept it. They'll just say anything from, oh, that person went to Antarctica, he's a liar. Oh, somebody from inside our movement went to. They didn't even care if it was Witsit and I. They didn't care. The liars.
Yeah.
Liars. You know.
It's weird, and it's still. Yeah, but I get it too from you. What you've had to put up with and everything. I mean, over the years, and I know, man, to hear people make hit videos of you, and they're making tens of thousands of dollars a month, and they're just getting taken care of for bashing, no matter what, because you put all the effort you could into this, all of it, and that was finally, what did it for you. That's what the straw that broke the camel's back was finally going down there and stuff. So you've had 10 years of doing what you did, having a child, having a wife, having a house, trying to make it work, trying to spread this, and it was, the Netflix thing, all of that shit, man, was shocking for me, that how people reacted and treated even on that behalf.
Right.
That's the thing that I couldn't believe, that someone else couldn't go down and make a doc and just set it. I mean, the hatred and the money that they had that could, I don't know. And I get it, man, because like I said before, man, you could have just been making shuffle dances for 10 years. If you practice shuffle dancing since day one to now, you would be rich.
I'd be the best. I'd be the best out there.
Yeah. And you'd probably be making a good freaking side money on that, right?
Yes.
You would never be banned. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think they wouldn't mind.
Censored.
No.
Yeah, and think of how successful you would have been if you would have.
I don't want to think about
shit,
that right now. I don't want to think about that.
I know.
Thank you. All right.
And so I get it, but man, I'm here to listen. I'm still there, and
well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you listening and just hear me out, and that's all I ask. And
I do.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Sometimes
all I ask.
I want to hang up for sure, not even, but I gotta just realize what's happening. Okay.
Well, you should
Thank
not.
you, Jaren.
Thank you, and you should not change your beliefs until you are sure of it. So if it's certainly something that you just are not sure of yet, then you want to wait. I'll show you this real quick. But this is the kind of thing where you've got Sov and Keith over there saying it's a fake and there's no 24-hour sun. And why did I just log into that? Stupid idiot. 1 second, I did the wrong thing. Logged into Telegram, like that does any good at all. So this is the video footage from the Antarctic Ice Marathon. Now, you can go there. If you go to registration, let's see the events. Let me see what I might be wrong doing this on the fly here. Registration for the Ice Marathon. Here we go. Sorry. Tells you how to fill out the application, whatever. Talks about the dates. Here we go. Entry fee for the 2025 Antarctic Ice Marathon. So that's in December. Please, somebody, if you are a flat earther who makes content, if you start a GoFundMe, I will be your first $100. I will go. If you are Leo, if you are whoever you are, if you want to go down there, I'll be your first $100. Okay, for the 2025 Antarctic Ice Marathon, the entry fee is $22,500. Okay, that's not too terribly bad. You can do a crowdfunding and get to most of that. If you don't, then I'm going to do it, and I'm going to want to go down there and run the ice marathon, and then everyone's going to get mad at me for trying to double dip on that. But by the way, Will Duffy, if you're out there, I do not believe that this event really takes place. There's no such thing as the Antarctic Ice Marathon, and there's no such thing as an entry fee. These people do not go down there and run races. Call me. Thank you. So, just in case he wants to prove that to me. No, of course I do believe it takes place. And you basically go down there. You have all the same rules that we do. You fly down to Punta Arenas on your own. You go from Punta Arenas to Antarctica. You're there at the Union Glacier for 4 days, I think it is. You can bring 55 pounds just like I could. You get a medal, a T-shirt, a patch, and other souvenirs. I didn't get any of that stuff. You get professional photos for personal use and local publication. I didn't get any of that. So anyway, talks about that. You can go down there and not even run the race. Get down there and be like, I don't, my ankle hurts. But it's cheap. And you can start a GoFundMe and get, think about how many flat earthers we're told. Dave Weiss says that there are, and all these guys say that there are. If there was 50,000 flat earthers, which is nothing, and they each gave, $400, okay, that's 200,000. So you should be able to get 8 people down there in December. So send 8 people, do the actual work, go down and watch the sun circle your head, come back, and first step 1, apologize to me. Step 2, apologize to me again. Step 3, apologize to everybody, and then say, hey, there is a 24-hour sun. It does circle your head. Now, if we want to be flat earthers, we have to learn to explain that. If we can't explain it, then we need to step back and realize that the globe is the better explanation for reality. And you can hold on to the flat earth if you want, but you can no longer debate in scientific circles if you don't even have an answer for the sun. Do you understand? That's not a, we can still have an idea of how the earth works, but we don't have any idea what the sun does. That's not okay. Because there is a model that has a perfectly decent explanation that works, that matches our observations. End of story. End of story. So let me show you back here. We'll just show you. This is every year. So I'm in this section here where I went to, I forgot where I went. Anyway, one of these says, right here. So at the beginning one, it says video footage. So you go there and you'll see that this is every year. 2024, when I was there. So these are the people that got picked up when we arrived. 2023, 2022, 21. There was no 20 due to some sickness, some virus that was just running rampant. We've got 2018, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, blah, 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 blah. Hey, is that me? Oh, that was me. These people are not fakes. These people are not pretend. These people are not liars. Okay, they go down there. David Sanchez brought this up to Sav, and he's like, have you talked to any of them? Have you talked to any of them? How do you know the sun didn't set? They go down there for the purpose of running the marathon. Believe me, none of them were there in the sunset. It would be like, what the hell? This isn't what the sun's supposed to do. Here we go. We'll just watch one of these. I don't know if I should do that.
You should set your global footprint.
Let's go this way instead. Easier. Let's go this way. Oops, that's wrong. Well, let me move this down a little bit. I guess that's better. And some volume.
You just kind of put things in perspective. You have a shared experience, like running this race. You create bonds that you'll have for the rest of your life.
And it's funny to hear all this stuff now because I agree with it. I agree with it.
We wanted to put
it will be the trip of your lifetime if you go to this ice marathon.
Ourselves in a place where you felt uncomfortable. You pushed the limits of.
And let me tell you, you don't need to be athletic to do this. You could be a little on the fat side. It's not that strenuous. Get some sleep before. Don't be like me and stay up for 3 nights in a row and then think you go down there and just, I would just be fine. No, get some sleep before you go down there so that you can actually enjoy yourself when you're there. Hey, look at that's the sun kind of almost going behind Mount Rossman there. See, that's how close that is. Remember, this is December right before our trip. Not this year, but they have that trip every year. Let me get out of here. Just want to show you one other one here. Which one was I watching the other day? I don't know. This one? Yeah, this is great just because it just reminds me of my trip. So if you want to see what my trip was exactly like, I go here. It's exactly the same. We're on a plane. We are seeing these chunks of ice in the water. The water ends. You get to the ice plateau. You land in a 757. It's windy there. It's crazy. You get in a Jeep or a van. It drives you to the camp. There's the camp. Exact camp I went to. Exact same sign I saw. The same mountain. They're the same exact area. They carve out a marathon path. Where we were was called Halfway Point. It was halfway of the marathon. And these people get ready and they run. And then they sleep. I think they're there 2 nights or 3 nights. Of course, it's not night. It stays light outside the whole time. And you run. And it's real as could be. So it's like, go yourself. Go down there and stop telling people things are fake. What? Was that Whitsitt? Hold on a second. Now I'm in part of the conspiracy crowd. Was Whitsitt there? Somebody check the teeth. I think Whitsitt was there the year before. 2022. That's Whitsitt, right? It is. Somebody check that, please. Facial recognition. Please. I need to know. Maybe that's why. Okay, now I get why Duffy looks so much younger in that picture. He was there in 2022. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Somebody will run with that. Anyway, it's pretty dope. And there was a nice one that I was listening to that had was it 2024? See what this one's like. This is kind of inspiring. This was the year I went, but we picked these, our plane picked these people up when we came. In fact, this exact sign, if you wanted to check and verify, is on my video footage. You can actually see me showing the sign because it was still there when we got there, and Whitsitt was saying, let's make it say Antarctic Ice Wall by turning the M upside down, WA, and anyway, it's all talked about. I mean, when you see that for yourself, there is no more questioning of, did you go where they say you went? Yes, you flew south. There's nowhere else you could be. Same exact tents in the same exact area. Again, it's going to be off 30 feet or something because it changes every year. It's actually moving. But if you think that wouldn't be a trip of your lifetime, you're wrong. It would be. And so, like, this is crazy for me because I know this exact area. Like, we know exactly where this is. This is, where the ice runway is, and where you're looking in that direction. Look at the glacier coming up over. I don't know if you can see my mouse here, which is crazy because this is a glacier pouring onto here. This is why this whole land moves every year. They say when they stake in the ground where they were the year before, then they leave for the winter, then they come back, and when they set up again, the stick moved. When you check GPS, it's like moving. I don't know how much it was, 30 feet a year or something. Whatever. But it's just crazy to see this is exact same spot. I mean, this is looking off to the south, so this would be to the east. Sorry. So this is the South Mountain here, and you're looking off to the east. Let's keep going. But it's just sad to see people still saying it's fake because it's beautiful. Look at that. That's a glacier coming over that. Yes. Is that the loop? It is the loop. Thank you very much. West Side Girl reacts. It is the loop. See, look at that glacier coming up over this. It's just snow coming up over that. Not snow, ice. Don't say snow. People will flip out. I heard that maybe Run Boston Bear is thinking about going down there for this. It's cheap. Is that the winner? Oh, long live the Italians.
Amazing.
How far is a marathon? How long is it? My ankle's gonna hurt that day. So anyway, and if somebody said like, "Oh, you don't know who these people are," they could all be actors. Dumbest thing I've ever heard. But you could go here and go to competitors. Go to 2024, and you can maybe find some. Oops, didn't want to do that. Here's your competitors, and they actually have their names. So if you want to look them up, find an American. Levi Sterling. Somebody look him up. Call him, ask him, did the sun set when you were there? Or Troy Tusher, or Fraser Melville, or Michael Laban. All these people. Call them. Figure it out. Michael Bowling and Web Bowling. Hey, Jeroween 10 Brummels. Brummel Jesus. I don't know what the fuck that is, but anyway. Go down there. That's what I'm trying to say. Do a GoFundMe. I'm having to restrain myself from doing so. Because I'm just greedy as all hell. Like, I'll go there again. Let's go again. And if somebody wants to take me up on the bet, like I said, this is what tells you that we have a problem in flat Earth. There's flat earthers who all say that the trip was fake. It was in a studio. Vika, who's all those guys? Sav, Keith, Weiss, you name it. All these guys who have something to say about it being fake or that it wasn't what it was said to be. Go down there. You don't need Duffy. You don't need Tune. Go down on your fucking own. Okay, go down there. If you actually had the balls, if you actually believed what you're saying, you would go down there. Here's the thing. I've now bet you and said that I will put $25,000 in escrow. You put $25,000 in escrow. Great. Now we both pay for our own trip, and whoever is right gets the other person's money, meaning that they get a free trip. I'll increase that by saying you'll also get $20,000. So you will not just get a free trip. You'll get a free trip plus $20,000. All you have to do is agree to go down there and have enough money to pay for your own trip. The problem is nobody will take me up on that bet. Why not? Because they all know the 24-hour sun is real. That's the thing. They all know it. If they thought for a second that what they were saying is true, then they would put their money where their mouth is and they would come and embarrass me in front of the whole world. Embarrass Will Duffy, embarrass MC Toon, embarrass Dave McKeegan. We're all a bunch of liars. The sad part is you'll go down there, you'll see the sun circle for 4 days, and then you'll have to come back and face what I've faced for the last 6 months. Good luck on that. Good luck on that. That's the facts, is that the flat Earth isn't even after the truth. If they were and they really believed what they're saying, then they would put their money up. They would say, no, I'm sure that the sun sets. Well, it doesn't. You've got those yackles, those jokels over at Keith's show who are saying things like, oh, I looked it up and it says there's only 19 hours of daylight. Stupid ass liars. Stupid. It's 4 months that they're there. And about 3 of those months, the sun is certainly above the horizon the whole time. Okay, so there is no 19 hour, not in December. Go look it up yourself. Go to SunCalc. Figure it out. Stop lying to people. Stop lying. All they do is bring up stuff where like, oh, Jaron says this, and then they'll point to something else. I don't even know what they're talking about. They're just making shit up. If they really believe that it's all a lie, then go down there and prove it. But they won't do that. Why? Because they like to sit in their little house and they like to just play Monday morning quarterback and critique everyone else. Sorry, is there people waiting? There's not. So that's the hardest thing about the whole thing, is that it's not a question anymore, right? And when you're down there, you can just do what I did, which is just say, okay, well, the south is the opposite of the north. Then what kind of shape would produce that effect? How could it be that there's a place 50 degrees north and 6 months later you go 50 degrees south and everything plays backwards? How could that be the case? How could there be a north celestial pole and below that is the north pole and there's a south celestial pole? What do you think is below that? It's a south pole. If there's a north and a south pole, where do you think we live? Okay, if everything is answered with one word, sphere, where do you think we live? If every observation we make matches a model and that model is the sphere, where do you think you live? How could you lie to people by telling them they live somewhere that they don't and it match all observations? It's just not possible. It's not possible. The only way you can match observations is if you're correct about where they live. So that's why I said the hardest thing about this whole thing is they can't even lie to you about the shape of the earth unless you want that lie. Otherwise, there's just no way to confuse you, because somebody's going to say, well, wait, it doesn't match what observations are showing. But the globe does. The globe does match every observation every day. And so, yeah, let's check the forms one more time. And we can see if there's anybody else joining. And on the form, well, we got a couple more. Let me see here. We got a couple. Let me get there. Responses. All right, we got a couple. Let's see what we got. All right, so we got the second person is Richard from Telegram. Says, did you watch Witzett's appearance on that hilariously bad podcast a few days ago? What are your thoughts about him totally disregarding TFE? I did not. What podcast? You'd have to tell me which one. You didn't give me where that was at. No, but I would like to know which one you're talking about. Witzett on some podcast. Yeah, I mean, I'll make further comments after the debate, which I believe is June 15th. I'm still not 100% sure if even tickets are on sale yet. But June 15th, I'll be debating Witzett. And of course, you hear everybody saying, oh, they're friends. Oh, yeah, we're friends, which means we can debate as adults, but we have vastly different views of the shape of the earth. So we have obviously vastly different views about what we saw in the South. So that'll be kind of what I bring up. Did we see the South Celestial Pole? What's it? Right, what's he going to say? Yes? Okay. What do you think's below it? I mean, what is he going to say? We don't know. Could be anything. Right. Yeah. It could be just empty space. It's a paradox. It's the world's a trick up until 80 degrees south. Actually, 80 degrees south has to be perfect too. So imagine a ball that everything conforms to the ball from 90 degrees north all the way down to the equator, and from the equator all the way down to 80 degrees south. Then that last 10 degrees, who knows? It's a paradox. It becomes flat, and it's a sphere, flat Earth. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's not even possible. So we'll see after the debate. Then I'll make more comments about that. But I don't know what podcast you're talking about. Third, we have Casey, who says, I don't like YouTube's system for shadow banning flat Earth channels in the algorithm. What do you think about the community notes feature in Twitter where contributors can submit fact-checked under a post? Do you think that could work in YouTube? I don't want the videos with lies to go away. I want the videos with lies to go away. I want there to be a record of how many times the poster was wrong or lying. Yeah, that's a good point. I think it could work. I think that there should be something like that. Yeah, I don't want them to go away either. I don't think censorship is the right idea. But we can look at it in a little bit. I'll show you if we want. TikTok is just, I mean, you just have to think about TikTok for a second. Imagine that you're a 19, 20, 21-year-old and you went to TikTok and searched Antarctica. I'll just show you the things that come up, and you'll start to realize, oh shit, we're in trouble. And there's also this new narrative going around. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll show it to you. The new narrative is, oh, well, so if you see a video that looks incredibly fake, right? And everybody in the comments is saying, AI, it's AI, it's AI. There's also the new comment that says, oh, here's why AI is in existence, because now they can show us the truth and they'll think that we'll just call it AI. What if it's not AI? What if it's real? So this is, of course, the way that truthers have to go. And this is why everything becomes evidence for a truther. A truther doesn't actually need real evidence, because whatever evidence there is, they can fit into their worldview. So it doesn't matter either way. What do they care? Right? They don't care. Doesn't even interest them in the least, because if they see something that does match the conspiracy, they can go that direction. If they see something that doesn't match the conspiracy, they can say it's hidden or it's a part of the agenda, and this is why we get to see what they show us. So right. So AI now is part of the truther's evidence, regardless of which way it goes. Regardless of if AI says exactly what the mainstream wants it to say, then it's an algorithm machine and this and that. If it says what we want it to say, then it's proof. Then it's good. Look at Dave Weiss. He's doing videos of him arguing with AI. Does the guy not realize what AI is? Does he think that does anything? You're talking to a collection of internet posts. Congratulations. The AI is meant to make you feel good, meant to kind of follow your line of thinking. And this guy's like all excited about it. It's crazy. Han says, I'm pretty sure that the powers that be need flat Earth and massive amount of fake truths to hide the real secrets. I'm sure of that too. They love it. Anybody who is ever a truther now believes that the Earth could be flat, so all educated people dismiss it outright. They just dismiss it. Easy to dismiss. All right, let's go to David Sanchez.
What's up? How you doing, man?
Good, you?
Good. Thank you for doing that with the marathon thing. I didn't know any of their names, so
I got all the names for you.
Obviously fake, because I didn't know any of the marathoners' names.
Right. Have you talked to any of them?
No.
Well, now you have their names, so you can get a hold of them.
How easy was that for you to do? That's all Soph had to do. Like, dude.
And I've already told him about it, and he just doesn't get it. He wants to keep saying that they're all liars. He didn't even get, They have to be there to spend the night. So none of
Exactly.
them, none of
Yeah.
them notice that the
Hello.
sun is out the whole time, or that the sun's set when it's not supposed to.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just the implications that the 24-hour sun has on Sov, because Sov was never one of the like Christian flat earthers, was he?
No, he's kind of gone that way a little bit more recently, but
Now that he hangs out with Flatzoid and stuff, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's like, so he never had an explanation before for the 24-hour sun, because so he had to believe it wasn't real because he wasn't a firmament believer.
Right.
He probably believed in extra lands and everything, right?
right.
So his way of like getting around that reality is just to say it's fake.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing as Dave Weiss, right? There is no other option. The other option is, oh shit, the map I've been pushing is wrong.
Exactly, yeah. So it comes down to how honest are you, man? Are you an intellectually honest person, or are you stuck in a religion?
And so hopefully you see what's scary about that to me with other truth topics is because I start to look at it, I'm like, I hope that that's not the same thing across the board. I hope this isn't always what happens, because that would be very concerning.
Yeah, it makes you have to go look back at things.
Yeah,
for
you have
sure.
to definitely look at it again, for sure.
Yeah, moon landing, I still think is absolutely ridiculous. That's the only technology in the history of mankind that has gone backwards in 60 years.
Yeah, I have a hard time with it too. I still think that's one that it's okay to say, I'll believe it when they go back. I mean, because
Yeah, and even if they are able to somehow get it done, it still doesn't mean they did it in the 60s though. Like they're having booster failures now with SpaceX.
Right.
They like can't even launch it. But they went to the moon perfectly 60 fucking years ago. Can you tell me a technology 60 years ago did it perfectly that we can't do perfectly today?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's baffling. And then I've been looking into it a little bit more now, and it's like if you look at like 1950s, 1960s live TV, it was color, it was clear, it was crisp, and they make us think like that. Oh, because it came from the moon, it can look like this with see-through astronauts. Why? Why would you? Why is the condition so bad if radio waves just travel in space? They just travel in space just as easy as anything else. This should be a crystal clear picture, but no, it's like a see-through. Oh, we did 10 frames per second. I mean, they have their answers. That's another thing that I can never get over is people think like I don't think there's an answer for it. Of course, there's an answer for it.
Yeah, always.
Right.
They go back and fix it. They're the only ones, like you said,
right?
Where they're the only ones who have allegedly went. And all the other governments, they're in on it together with the space lie, or that they're all faking it or whatever. I don't know why, because they all want to do money laundering schemes. I don't know, with their black dark projects. So they use space as an excuse. I'm not sure why, but
I don't know. But
that's the one thing with it seems like they're all faking space.
Deep space, maybe. I don't know about low Earth orbit anymore. For me, I think that if the sphere is real, then I think orbits are real, and then they can probably go in low Earth orbit. And then not very many countries do that, right? Not many countries can even do that. I mean, what, 4 of them?
Yeah, so ISS could be real, but why have we seen them faking so many things on the ISS before? Like the wires, the harnesses, and like it stretches their shirt. You can like see it's on them that there's a harness.
Yeah, we need to look back at that. Because I have the same questions, although I did go look at a couple of them. And it turns out there's like videos of like a guy sitting in a corner that's totally faked by flat earthers. Have you seen that one? There's like a guy, they're like showing the astronauts like, oh, they forgot to edit out this guy. He's like sitting on the side. And then the other one I saw was that, the guy who dropped something in the bathroom. He's like going towards the wall. And then you hear like, ding,
the
ding.
nail thing. Yeah, I've heard about that. That was fake. Yeah,
it was fake. So, I mean, that's one of the big things for me is that why do we have flat earthers faking evidence? I mean, that's the worst thing you can do. But
exactly, yeah.
What are you going to do?
So with Saab, it's like, do you think he would even, like, he said he didn't even watch Duffy's Crossing Antarctica video. So you think he's watching this when you just went over all the marathoners' names?
No, none of them watch this.
Like he lives in an echo chamber.
Yeah, and that's why I tell people when they're like, oh, well, if we would have known about the 24-hour, no, nothing would have gotten broken through. It's because we just ignored things, pushed it aside, called it fake. Because again, you already have your mind made up, and I admit that I had it. I admit that was me. I already knew the Earth was flat, and so I went looking at all things with that knowledge, with that understanding. And so that makes it hard, because if somebody comes by and says, well, here's a video of the 24-hour sun, it's very easy to say, well, that must be fake because the earth is flat and there's no such thing as a 24-hour sun. So you kind of already in your head, it's already fake. And you're looking at it with it's fake. And yeah, am I going to bring it up to my audience? Probably not. Is anybody else? No. So it just is very easy to, and then nobody sees Simon Dan, MC Tune. Nobody sees FTFE. We don't watch their stuff.
Yeah, I never watched their stuff.
Right. So all you were seeing
But
is
the only
us.
time I did was during debates, and it always seemed like their logic in debates was such shit that I was like, I have no desire to watch these guys. All they do is call names.
Do you think it's
why the hell am I going to watch them?
Do you think it's done on purpose? Like if you're a a globe Earth creator, wouldn't it make sense to you to not give the best evidence because you are existing by the fact that there's even a debate? So to me, it's like, things like the sun setting right to left in the south. I never heard any of those guys say that. Now, again, the hard part is I also didn't hear them talking. I also didn't watch their stuff. So it's hard for me to say. It could just be that they really didn't.
But I didn't hear them bring that up in a debate. And I think that's one of the best evidences. Like,
me too.
I was telling you on Telegram, I was in Minnesota, and it's like getting close now to where the sun will be at the Tropic of Capricorn. And how far north it sets, it's like, oh, okay, on a flat Earth, you would be like, okay, yeah, this looks like it would be going around the north in a circle.
Oh, you mean Cancer? Makes sense. You mean Cancer?
And Tropic of Cancer, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then if you go to the south, like you did in Punta Arenas, and you see the same thing, but in the south, that would blow my mind, actually.
Yeah, that's
so I can understand. I think being in person and witnessing it does more for an individual, because even me being in Minnesota did it.
Without a doubt, seeing it is it makes it impossible for you to ignore, and that's why I'm wondering what did Whitsitt do? What did he see that? Because when I saw it, I was like, oh shit! Like it doesn't even allow you to start to. Well, maybe it's. I mean, I can't even start. Well, maybe it's like right in front of you. That's it. It does what it's the opposite of what it does in the north, and the sun is going right to left. And if it's going to left, well, how is Australia over there? Well, it's underneath the ball. I mean, it's the only answer. So, what are you going to do? But I appreciate the call. We've got Globe Turd Society. Talk to you soon. Globe Turd, the founder of the Globe Turd Society. I like it. Hello.
So you're starting to slide backwards, man. I don't like what I'm hearing.
Uh-oh, what slide backwards on what?
I heard you said you said something about TV in the 50s and 60s and how it's all clear and all this, that, and the other.
Right.
Do you know how gigantic those cameras were back in the day? They were like 500 pounds, like massive TV cameras.
No, but I'm talking even home video.
They didn't quite have that to bring to the moon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they have home video cameras in the 1960s. You can find footage from it.
That were also, those are also massive too, though.
Well, what about like Zapruder's camera?
I don't know. I'm not a camera expert.
Right. I'm just saying Zapruder's.
Well, I'm claiming to be a camera expert.
Yeah.
But
no, I get it. I'm just saying some of those cameras are smaller. I certainly am not saying that is reason that the moon landing was fake. What I'm saying is there is things I have questions about, and I think it's okay to have questions about it. And Dave has done a good job of making some things that I formerly had questions about not really questions anymore. So
yes,
that's a good thing. But I think it just becomes difficult because they really have control of the whole thing. It's a very difficult thing to ever show. And again, like I said, you're not going to get a buy-in from anybody on that science side. They're not allowed to, right? So it's like, and I get why. And if it's true, then that's why. There's enough evidence. Like I think that the Apollo record is pretty damn complete. It's not like it's missing. There's holes in it. We don't know what they were doing on this day. Or we can find journals and transcripts from all of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all there.
And that's a huge part that, a lot of, moon landing deniers forget, or they just don't know. I've seen moon landing deniers that didn't know we went more than once.
Right.
I think that was another thing.
Like, what's her name? Candace Owens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like the last guy was kind of making it seem like we kind of just, we up and went and then we stopped going. But no, like we had Mercury missions that we went through, like we had Gemini missions that we went through, and then the start of Apollo, and we went through all the practice runs and all this and that, and like we didn't just up and go. I mean, it was a huge process, and we put all of our effort into it. At that point in time, that's all America was about. It's like we need to get to the moon.
So let me ask you this though. Let me just ask you this. So if I were to tell you, here, I'm going to give you a certain amount of money, and I want you to get us to the moon, like, couldn't you pretty easily contact these rocket companies, say, I need a rocket that can get up this amount of weight. I'm sure SpaceX can do it, or one of these other ULAs or whatever. So, and then from there, isn't it just mathematics? And then you have to have somebody build the lander. And so it would be Northrop Grumman or something. Like, how much can a lander cost? The research and development into it should be already done, right? Like I'm saying, we should have an idea.
The one that was already built, yes.
Right. So we should have an idea how to build another one. So, for instance, if I gave you $100 million, you telling me you couldn't build a lander? I think you could.
I mean, I'm not an engineer, so maybe not. But I mean, I could pay somebody to probably do it.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So I'm saying, if you were in charge, I don't mean you have to build it, but could you find a company that could build a lander for $100 million?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what they did back then.
Right.
Was they?
I mean, today.
You know. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not as like we went. And we went again, and we went again, and we went again, and we went again. Like we went so many times, and people stopped caring.
Right.
And there was only so much that we could do there. You know, we did a whole bunch of stuff. We did all sorts of science there and whatnot. And and I wanted to touch on something actually on this before my time runs out, because there was you always had an issue with the like some parallax problems.
Yes.
And on the moon, there is nothing that you have to scale with. Like on Earth, we have things like trees and telephone poles that we know the size of. You know, on the moon, there's absolutely none of that. So, and when Dave showed you that video, that I was actually really surprised that you had never seen, of the astronauts walking to that rock. It looked like a rock. It turned out to be like a gigantic boulder. Right. You know. It's like there's nothing on the moon that allows you to scale any sort of distance correctly. You know what I mean?
Correct, yes.
Like, because on Earth we got trees, cars. We can say, oh, we know how big of a car is. So if we see it far away, we could say, oh, well, this is, you know, we're about this distance away from there. But like mounds in the back of the moon, like those mounds, you really don't know how far back those are or how big those are. Like, try and picture the astronauts on top of that mountain, like on top of that mountain back there. Would you even see them?
Never.
How big would they be? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, but I think that's what part of the problem is, right? Because then they can get away with anything. But just think from the other side. So the other side would be, so it doesn't matter what mountains they put up there. It doesn't matter what the background is. No matter what it is, you would always be able to say, we don't know because it's the moon. So that is not very good evidence for somebody who thinks the moon landing was fake, because what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying it's kind of it's an answer to the problem that you had with the parallax. You were saying things weren't moving as much as you thought they would or were or something, but if it was way back further than you thought it really was, then it might actually match the amount of parallax that it showed.
Yeah, true.
That was actually there.
Yeah, and again, what I'm saying is that regardless of whether it matched or not, the evidence is in your wheelhouse. You could, if it matches, then you say, yeah, see, it's because we went to the moon. If it doesn't match, it's, well, yeah, because we can't tell because of the distance on the moon. So it's kind of the same thing that conspiracy theorists do with evidence when they just take any evidence and say it's on their side. It's kind of the same thing, because you are able to say, no matter what I say, whether I say, oh, that mountain should be closer, or that mountain should be further, or that mountain looks too tall, or it looks too short, anything can be refuted by saying, well, it's on the moon, it looks different than what you expect. So that's kind of like, you don't even need to actually do any research from the moon landing point of view. You can just say, oh, it always looks different than it does on Earth. So there's really nothing I could ever point out and say, hey, that's incorrect, that doesn't work, because you could just say, well, yeah, of course you don't know how things work on the moon. That's the problem from a hoaxer's point of view. So that's why the going back just eliminates everything. It just eliminates the whole thing. There's no more arguments.
Well,
So,
I guess so, and I hope we do get back again.
would you say
I
it's the
just
number
don't know
one?
how high it is on the priority list.
Well, do you think
right
it's
now,
the
you know
number
what I
one
mean?
conspiracy theory that there is?
I would say, yeah, that or flat Earth, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, to me, it's like that is something that is important to just do. It would actually be huge in my book. And I'm just saying, I know a ton of conspiracy theorists who all think we didn't go to the moon. So if you just went back and did it with live video and you're just there, and yeah, people can deny it if they want, call it fake or whatever you want. And they might just do that. But regardless of that, is you actually are proving, you're actually showing, besides just saying we went there and you better believe it and science says so and here's the papers that said we did, go do it. That's the ultimate proof. If I tell you I can jump off of a 100-story building and land on my feet, I can show you all the paperwork and all the mathematics and everything. I can show you everything, but none of it makes any sense better than me going and doing it in front of you. Okay, go
You
with
could
me.
do that. Your feet would probably go through your head, though.
What?
I said you could do that, but your feet would go through your head.
Probably. Yeah. Well, I'm certainly not going to try that, but I'm just saying that that's why to me that's a tough one because again, you're talking about NASA kind of controls it all. And, I pointed out that one, goal. I mean, again, the singling out little things, like I pointed out the goalie that says, I don't like to do that. I can show some things like that, but I think the more important thing is that really proving a negative is kind of hard to do. To just say, oh, prove it's fake, prove they didn't go, when it's really on the person making the positive claim, which is the people saying yes, NASA went and yes, they went to the moon. Then they should have to prove that they went to the moon. And so I don't know if I guess it's hard for me to say not the correct amount of information because they have a ton.
Yeah,
a ton of
and I think Dave's been doing a really, really good job. Going through the stuff. He's been like showing you all the same stuff that I'd be trying to show you. And
yeah, I think he's done an excellent job
doing
too.
A really good job.
Yeah, he's definitely erased some of the things that and he's also exposed some things that there's not a lot of good tangible evidence. And again, if I'm wrong, somebody please, you can send me on Telegram, t.me/Jeranism. I've been asking people for the proof or the evidence that the moon landing was a hoax, and they just all write to me and say, well, of course we know it's a hoax. Of course. They wouldn't be able to survive. Rockets can't fly in vacuums. They'll give me a ton of different things like that, but I'm like, okay, but give me something tangible. Give me a link, show me something, and nobody comes back with anything. So that gets to be a little bit questionable as to, but again, I also understand that it's looking to me to becoming more and more difficult to believe that they faked it just by looking through all the evidence. So if it just tells me a lot of people haven't gone through it, look through it, go through 16,000 images on Flickr. Go in order of the pictures. Look at the order. When one guy is doing a task, the other guy's it all matches. There's never like a picture taken. You're like, well, that guy's supposed to be doing this and this guy's over here doing that. The picture came from the guy with the camera.
Exactly.
You can tell. So, I mean, either it was the most well-orchestrated space ballet of all time, or it was the most amazing, advancement or achievement in history.
That's exactly what it was too. Yeah.
Yep.
And the audio doesn't get talked a lot about either because you can't really during a debate we aren't just going to sit and listen to audio. You know what I mean? But all the audio is there too from all the missions, and I think it's on the denier to go and look at all the positive evidence.
Yeah, I think it's somebody
before they go and deny.
I agree. It's too many people just say, "Of course we didn't go to the moon," and they don't ever look at it, and that you can't really respect. You have to respect somebody if they've gone through. That's why at least aulis.com, AULIS.com, at least those guys are all not PhDs, but they're at least more than your just YouTuber who have gone and taken the time to look at it. Now, I'm not saying that they're right. I'm just saying that at least if you're going to start somewhere, look at some of the papers that they've written about it being. So one of those I've already given to Dave for the next time we talk is the guy who basically says he thinks it was filmed in a studio with a 360-degree screen that is being back projected. So when you read that paper, he does describe probably the most likely, if there was any likely fakery, that's the only way it could really be done, because he says there's one light source. So if you projected that light source onto the screen from behind it, then that's your one light. And then everything else is lit because you're lighting the screen around you. So to us, it looks like there's a mountain in the background, but could those be lit? so that you're getting a lit environment that looks evenly lit. Anyway, the way he describes it is kind of, so I gave it to Dave, and Dave said, okay, I want to look through it, because he shows different parallax problems, things like that. So if Dave can come back and show that that's wrong, I mean, that's going to be enormous, because then it kind of tells you even the stuff being written on Ollis is wrong. The guys making claims about the parallax of the pictures is wrong. That's when you start to, if every debunker is wrong about what their points are, what does that leave you with?
Exactly.
So that's the direction.
That's very true. And I look forward to that next meeting with you and Dave. And when's that debate with
I should
you
check.
and
I should check
what's it
if
again?
he's. The debate with Witz, it's the 15th, from what I know, unless he's changed. I haven't seen. It's really late to have tickets go on sale now, but I'll double check with him. I haven't talked to him in a couple days. So June 15th is supposed to be that debate, and then with Dave McKeegan will either be tomorrow or the following Friday. I just haven't checked my messages, so I got to check.
Yeah.
He might have put it off, or he might still want to do it tomorrow. Either way, I'm game if he wants to, or if not, we'll wait another week.
Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna let you
go.
go.
Well, it was great talking to you, man. Yeah, I don't want to take up any more time. I think we went over a bit.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
Later. We've got, I don't know what that says. Oh, Wally. Is it the Wally?
It is.
Oh, Wally, how are you?
Hey, mate. Yeah, good to catch you. Sorry I couldn't catch up with you the other night. I did try at one stage, and you and Rose were driving so well, I thought, I'll let you guys
Hey,
have a
no
party.
problem. Appreciate you coming by.
It was great. I dropped you a super chat anyway, so good stuff. You're doing well.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Hey, at one point I was going to say I debunked the video of the astronaut dropping the screw a long time ago. I think Leo brought that one up.
See, that's a great thing to know, because again, none of us saw the debunk. I always thought that was legit.
Absolutely. But the one thing you got to know is that on the ISS, every screw is a captive screw. They all can't come out of the holes, because guess what happens when they come out? They float away and you lose them.
Right.
So when you notice when the guy undoes the panel, he undoes the screw. 3 seconds later, as he swings the panel around, guess what's in the corner of the panel?
Right.
The screw. You can see it. So it's just absolutely useless. So
yeah, the more I looked at it, I'm not even sure I couldn't point to one thing. I'm trying to think that on the ISS that I would definitely say is fake anymore. I used to, but not anymore.
And the other thing is when the astronaut does look down, and that's when the sound happens. But he looks down because he's looking where to put his feet.
Right.
So
yeah, it's clear as could be. And I'm noticing all these fake videos that flat earthers did. Who do you think is putting those out? Are the actual flat earthers trying to do that, or is it globe earthers kind of trolling?
I think it's just flat earthers trying to make up something, and someone does it as a joke, and then someone else sees it and puts it out. It just keeps going round and round in circles.
And did you notice that Jeff Bezos sent another ship up the other day, but nobody mentioned it? Nobody even talked about it.
Yeah, didn't get mentioned. Didn't have Katy Perry on it. So
right. So that one was real or fake? What is the?
Oh, it'll be real. They're all real. It's just as funny as.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I do want to have you on though to talk about the Jeranomimeter soon.
Yeah, we'll have to do it another time. I've actually just got I was waiting to get on, and someone was going to come and see me, and now they're at the door. Wouldn't you know it?
All right, well, I appreciate
I'll catch up with you again soon, mate.
All right, later.
Thanks for having me on for a quick one. We'll talk soon.
Anytime. Peace. All right, that's Where's Wally. Check out his channel. He does a good job. What has he been doing lately? Debunking Dearth, who's confused, talking to Chat GPT. That's one thing. If you want to tune out of anything real quick, is anybody who says, I was talking to Chat GPT, tune out. Tune out, it's over. Don't listen to more of that. It's just ridiculous that people think that that's means something. Somebody else says like, oh, Chat GPT, there are demons in there. I'm like, oh boy, we have really gone away from the truth here. Let's see, we got one more from the submission. He says, hi, Jared, an unofficial WWF member. Thanks to you and TFE. So that means another person that has left the flat earth, but they say it doesn't happen. Nobody's left. Some questions, if you don't mind answering. What percentage of confidence do you have that there are people on the ISS? Good question. What percentage of confidence? 75%? How about that people have been to space? To low Earth orbit? You mean? I'd say 100% at this point. My curiosity for NASA's motive for the lies we catch them in, like the ISS harnesses and sorry, I lost this. Where are we at? And hairspray, and that one video of the guy with the dumbbell in space that makes him float away. Oh, the dumbbell is definitely fake. But I think it was meant to be, like, it's a joke. right? How do I explain that? I don't know. God, I got to look in again. It's the whole, what's it called? Space Lab. Is that what it's called? Space Lab? Science Lab? Weird. Why does Space Lab sound right? Makes me wonder why and what they're hiding, even though the Earth may not be flat. Thoughts. Thank you for being my best and favorite source of truth. I don't know. We'll look into it together. But I mean, for me, I just once you see what I saw, which tells me the Earth's a sphere, I'm able to kind of look at some of that other stuff and just go, okay, well, if the Earth's a sphere, then orbits work. Then people can be in orbit, and you kind of can go from there. So, again, have people been outside of that? I don't know. Then you have to, the moon would be the only claim that people have been outside of low Earth orbit. Other than that, and again, people should recognize, this is what I hope people recognize, that there is a reason to doubt that. If somebody's saying that we went 1,000 times further than we go now, it's not 100 times further. It's not 10 times further. It's in 1969 through 72, we went 1,000 times further than we go today. So that's quite a big order of magnitude, right? I mean, it's trying to think of the equivalent, So, 50 years ago, we lifted 1,000 times more weight than we can today? No, right? 50 years ago, cars went 1,000 times faster than they went today? No. That's when you're talking about 1,000 times, yeah, sure, our memory's gotten way further advanced than that. So think of all the things that have advanced more than 1,000 times. Everything, our communications, the speed of data transfer, the speed of the undersea cables, everything, you name it, has all gotten much, much, much better. Even some of it 1,000 times better. So, have you ever seen them trying to load like a 56K of memory onto a plane? It's like as big as a bedroom. They're like loading it on a plane. And, now that, a million times that can fit in your pocket. So a lot of advancements, and you would like to see the same thing from your space agency. That's all. Because it does seem that we're kind of stagnant. We kind of stopped. What's next? And again, maybe it is that we don't want people to go out there. Maybe you want robots. Maybe you want robots to do it. But let's get moving. It's been long enough. So again, 1,000 times is just a little bit weird. Is there any more questions here? But again, just to make the point that I think it's okay to ask those questions. And why do I think that? Because you want to come to the conclusion the right way. If I just said right now, oh, for sure, moon landing's real, I was wrong about the flat Earth, then anybody who is a current conspiracy theorist is going to easily dismiss what I'm saying. Easily. As would I if I was in their position. So it's better to actually have it in real time. Here's my real opinion. Here's where it's changed. Here's where it's going. Here's what I'm looking for evidence for or against. And then change your views accordingly. So I believe that the reason I'm able to do that and other people aren't is because I never attached this to my religion. I feel sorry for the people who have. If you got into flat Earth because of your belief in God and the Bible and that kind of thing, well, you've really caused yourself an issue, because now if you say that the flat Earth isn't true, by extension, you're kind of saying that your religion isn't true. And a lot of people we know hold on to that very tightly. So you've now have to hold on to flat Earth because you've married it to the Bible, even though the Bible never mentions the Earth being flat. It doesn't say that. But you've married that together. To me, the Bible is ambiguous when it comes to the shape of the Earth. It kind of says some things of both. It doesn't seem like that was even important. And it matches the time period of the people who wrote it. So what did they believe when they wrote the Bible? They believed the Earth was flat. So it says things like is stationary, is God's footstool, take shape like a seal. So you kind of look at that and say, okay, but then it also says it hangs on nothing. Okay, well, it hangs on nothing. So the Earth hangs on nothing. That is a very kind of descriptive of space. But then there's other things saying, he went to the top of a mountain and he could see all people, or whatever, which is impossible anyway. People just skip past that. They're like, oh, well, we know that we argue that, oh, well, the atmosphere would block what you can see, but then they say Jesus went up to the top of a mountain. They're like, well, how could he see the whole world if the Earth's a ball? But it's like, well, he couldn't see the whole world anyway. We wouldn't think. We can't. Maybe there was no atmosphere. I don't know. Who knows? Again, that's up to people if they want to believe the Bible is word for word true. Anyway, Tone Blair in the house. What up, Tone?
Yo, can you hear me?
Very great. Eyes on the road, my
Okay,
friend.
cool.
Eyes on the road.
Oh, never, man. Man, I'm glad I got to call in. I've been wanting to for a while and cry about a bunch of stuff.
Okay, go ahead. I'm here to be a shoulder to cry on.
I'm gonna pull over here in a second too, so it's not so noisy. But yeah, man, it's not the same anymore, man. It's like I can't like listen to like Alan and those guys, and then it's just not the same, man. And then I think I told you a few months ago. It's like I'm not even it's like I feel like I've been worried about flat Earth for like 10 years, and it was just like a complete waste of time and stupid. And the thing is, it's like I listened to your opinion about you think it's a sphere, and it could be. I don't know, but you're so confident about it, and that's how you were with flat Earth. It was like you're so confident that it was flat Earth, and now you're so confident that it's sphere Earth. And the thing is, it's like I don't have enough information to really say like it's one way or another, but it does make sense. I get what you're saying. Like, how could it exist in any different way? Like, I don't even know. But then I was thinking about it. It's like, yeah, they got us really bamboozled about the shape of the Earth. And to be honest with you, man, it's like the true nature of our reality is probably way surpassed all that shit. And it really is probably some like Matrix ass shit. And we're just limited by the information that these people have told us. Like, oh, yeah, you live on a sphere Earth. So now we're just thinking sphere Earth when reality is probably way grander than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you like, I think we need to give people more credit than we give them. Like, if it's just a lie, like you can't lie about something and it be completely fake, right? Like, if, for instance, if your wife gets home, you leave her in the morning and then she gets home and you're like, where were you? And she's like, oh, I was in Uzbekistan. You're like, wait, what? I saw you this morning. And you left the house, and she's like, yeah, but I was in Uzbekistan. He's like, you couldn't have gone there and get back in time. So what are you talking about? So somebody who tells just a blatant lie that has is very easy to expose. So, but yet as flat earthers, we pretend like the globe Earth is some blatant lie. But again, that's giving no credit to anybody on Earth, that nobody would be able to take that and go, oh, this isn't true, right? Like to just say the Earth is a ball when it's actually flat means that people would be able to expose that. They would be able to say, hey, you showed me on a ball here, but my observations don't match, but they match. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I thought that those things didn't match, or I didn't even pay attention to whether they did or didn't. But wouldn't you say if they've mapped the whole world on a sphere, and you can call anybody, anytime, wherever they live, and their observations match the sphere Earth, isn't that kind of end of story?
No, and I agree with that 100%, man. And to be honest with you, it probably is a sphere. You know what I mean?
As weird as it is.
Because it doesn't. Yeah, sure, it makes 100% sense the way that you're talking about, and I believe that and you have to trust people. And some people are trustworthy, and some aren't. Some are just pieces of shit.
Right.
But if somebody tells you like, hey, don't go jump off that cliff because you'll die. It's like, okay, I believe you. You know what I mean? So people are telling us, and then that's the thing, like you were saying, it's like they can't lie to us because the sun tells you and all this. And I tend to agree with that. But it is still weird. It is still weird with the notion of, even though you were saying like people aren't upside down, well, if it's a ball, then people are still upside down, right? Somehow, some way.
Well, I mean, again, the definition of upside down would be your feet are where your head should be. So,
no, I agree with that. I heard you say that earlier, and sure, yeah, I get that. But I mean, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and
but you're on the other side of the ball, bro. You're upside down to me. You know what I mean?
And I mean, that's things I had to change the way I saw things, because before I'm thinking, yeah, there's people upside down. Then when you really look at what does upside down mean, well, for the person to be. No, I'm sorry. Oh man, I don't know if you lost me.
Did I lose you?
I'm still here, but I don't know what happened to you. You there? Oh. Guess we did lose him. I still have a hard time spelling it out for people, I think, in a way that makes sense. And I get it, because again, just a year ago, I wouldn't even have listened to you, or I wouldn't even have understood what you were saying. Where now I'm trying to make it simply that there is a model of the earth that matches our observations, and it matches for every single person, no matter where you are. So to imagine that. Now, flat earthers will hear that and they'll just dismiss it. They'll say, that's not true. No, you're lying. You don't know that. Have you talked to these people? Have you been everywhere in the world? It's not that. You just need to think to yourself, if you go out and your sky matches what the sphere Earth calls for, what it predicts, then you can call other people in the world, or you can travel there yourself. And what you'll realize, and you should realize it right now without traveling or without calling anybody, is that the globe Earth obviously works if that's what everybody sees. Nobody's come out and said, hey, Google Earth is lying to you. Nobody's come out and said, here, I'm disproving. Here's me at 84 degrees south. It says this is supposed to happen, but this happens. Nobody's doing that. And there's a reason why. It's because wherever you are matches the sphere predictions for that place. So how could that be true and you not live there? Right? Now you could say, well, sometimes it's right and sometimes it's not. And then somebody could say, well, is there a chance we don't live there? Yeah, pretty much there is. If what you're saying is that half the places that we end up at don't match the model that they've given us, then we've got a problem. But if everywhere matches the model, then how can you not live on the model? It just doesn't work anymore. And the other guy was talking earlier about, well, what if it's something else? What if we don't know what it is? What if it's some mysterious thing? Like I've heard Dave say, it's an anomaly that happens everyone. Okay, what you're saying then is that the creator of all things is a deceiver. Okay, God did not give the world to look a certain way so that you then say, oh, this matches a sphere perfectly, but secretly it's not a sphere. It's actually just something you don't understand. And then who cares? Then who cares? If God is trying to trick you by making it appear to be a sphere, but it's really not, and you're supposed to be able to figure that out and accept that people are lying to you about it, again, that becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult to believe for me. I believe that the world be set up in a way that we should be able to understand it at least a little. And so the sun by itself, with no authority, it tells you. You can just walk yourself to any place. Not walk, you can drive, whatever you want to do. But again, like I said, if there's a place called 50 degrees north and it makes a certain observation, and then you go 6 months later to 50 degrees south and you see the complete opposite inverse of it, then you can start to say, okay, wait, if that happens no matter where I go, then, okay, well, then I showed you before that if you're at one particular latitude, whatever that is, everywhere on that latitude line has the same daylight hours. So now you've got 50 degrees north, everywhere on that circle has the same exact daylight time. 6 months later, 50 degrees south, everywhere on that circle has the same amount of daylight time. Now start to realize that works everywhere. If you're at 49, 48, 47, 35, 32, 22, 18, 15, 13, everywhere 6 months later is the inverse. It's the sun going the other direction. It's the sun, sun coming from the other direction. It's the same height of the sun in the sky at the different periods, whether it's a month after solstice or a month before. Just fast forward 6 months and do the same thing. So then you realize, oh, it's a symmetrical system. The north is the opposite of the south. And if the north is the opposite of the south, then we need to ask ourselves, is that what we were taught? Yes. So we're taught the north is the opposite of the south. We go out and we verify the north is the opposite of the south. Does that work on any flat map? No. Kind of, it worked on the AE map, right? Kind of, okay, well, the sun in the north seems to go the right direction. Everything seems correct. But in the south, we have a vast problem that the sun is going the wrong way. It's going the wrong way. So then you have to ask, well, could there be anything that would cause the sun to go the wrong way? Well, if you live on a sphere, that's what you expect. And if you live on a flat earth, that's not what you expect because the sun goes one direction. So now you have to come up with a reason why the sun is going a reverse direction and why did it flip upside down? And again, flat earth's answer to this is to say, oh, well, you don't understand counterclockwise and clockwise are all depending on where you're looking. And they don't want to listen to the fact of, again, look west. If you tell somebody to look west, guess what? Their right and their left aren't a subjective anymore. If somebody is looking west, north is to your right, south is to your left for everybody. So if you're watching a sunset, which is in the west, and people in the north see it go left to right, and people in the south see it go right to left, that's like somebody telling you as simply as it could be. Like, that cannot be one sun. One sun can't go one direction, and two people see it going in a different direction when they're looking the same direction. So that's the difference. They'll tell you, well, look north, and then you'll see the stars go right to left. And then if you turn to the south, they go left to right, but it's the same direction. Yes, we're not talking about that. We're talking about sunrise, sunset. In which case, you're looking in the direction you're looking. So, from sunrise, you're looking to the east, which means, guess what? Your left side is north, your right side is south for everybody. And so when we see vast changes like that, oh, wait, Tone Blair's back. Good, you're back.
Yeah, lost you.
Go ahead, continue. I'll give you another 2 minutes or so.
Man, and I will say, man, your reasoning is sound, and I 100,000% understand it and agree with you there. And so there's no argument for that, really, right? It's like with the southern sun, that kind of shut down everything for me. It's like, because it is not explainable really on the flat Earth and the map, I should say. There's still a lot of questions. And then one thing I was thinking too, it's like, well, I still want to see, even though it might not happen, I want to see the north-south plane flight. You know what I mean? The circumnavigation.
Right.
Like, somebody's got to have enough fucking money to pull that off, man. Just somebody do it already. It's like, how much money is that really? Some rich ass dude could do that. But another thing too I was thinking about is, yeah, all these people can go down there. Like, sure, going to Antarctica was $50,000 per person or whatever, but somebody who has enough dough could go down there and experience that for themselves, and they could see it. And like, for all the people that just claim that the shit is like phony and fake, like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. It's like, and a lot of people are poor and can't do it, but it's like, go down there yourself and you can witness the shit. You know what I mean? It's not like it's off limits. Like, anybody, and granted, I don't have enough money to go down there, but somebody does.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think you're right that's it's what's embarrassing about the whole thing, right? Is because since I've been there and I know what would happen if they go down there, I'm just like, stop it. Like, Banjo and all these guys, they just go off every show about how fake it is, how we're all faking it. And it's just like, that's embarrassing because you can go and figure that out.
Right.
It's not like something, I'm saying I went to the moon and you can't actually go and prove that I did or didn't.
Right. This is right in our own backyard, bro. You know what I mean? It's not like trying to go to Mars or none of that shit. It's right there. And I get it. It ain't cheap and it's not easy, but it's doable, and that would just shut everybody down. Well, maybe not. They'll still say you're lying too. But if I had enough money, bro, like, I would just go myself. It's like, I don't care what nobody says. Let me go see myself. And that's why, like, to me, like, I feel like somebody could figure out some type of flight, man, because I still want to see that. I don't care. Maybe it really is a sphere, and I still want to see this happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a flight that they did Darwin to, Buenos Aires to Darwin, but they kind of just skirted. I know what you're saying. They didn't go across the South Pole, which would be good to see. I agree.
Right. And then for me, man, I really would personally need to go to fucking outer space to see the shit. And then with my own eyes, I'd be like, okay, it's a fucking sphere. I give up. But to me, it's just like we're basing off all this information on the limited beliefs that we have and we're taught since we're here. But I agree, man. Just going down there and experiencing that self with your own eyes and seeing it for yourself. Like, I mean, what else would you need,
Yeah, I think that what David was saying earlier about seeing it for yourself is huge. That's why I really think that if somebody doesn't have the money to go down to Antarctica, just go to Punta Arenas around that December 21st.
That's way more affordable.
Right. I mean, you could probably do that for $1,500. Maybe,
right, and that's
2,000.
close enough. I mean, sure, it'd be great to go to Antarctica, but I mean, that's close enough to me.
If thinking back, like, if all I saw was what I saw in Punta Arenas, it would be very difficult for me to remain a flat earther because, number one, I saw the South Celestial Pole from there. Number two, the sun sets right to left, drastically. It rises right to left from the southeast, sets in the southwest. You can see the sun over there on the other side of Antarctica. What the hell is the sun going that direction for? So there's enough there that you would walk away and say, oh, I no longer can be flat. So that's why if somebody has $2,000, that's probably your best bet. You could probably fly there for that much, and then you just need to stay in a hotel a night or two.
Right. Man, I used to live in Iceland for about 1.5 years.
Did you?
They did have my dad was in the military, and he got stationed out there, and they did have the 24-hour sun up there, and it's a fucking trip. It was like, 2 a.m. in the morning, and it looks like it's dusk. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I went to like junior high school out there, so we were fucking whooping it up. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
But I got to see the Northern Lights there, and that's some fucking old crazy ass shit too, man. I literally just laid in the sun, the snow, and looked at the Northern Lights, and they look close, like closer than like the clouds. It was a trip, man. So there's all kinds of magical shit that we can't explain, but I mean, seeing the sun down there, it's kind of hard to disprove that.
Right. And if you remember what it looked like when you were in Iceland, if you go to 6 months later and go down to that same latitude south,
right?
And when you see that do the opposite, then it just becomes, as weird as it is, we live in a symmetrical world where there's a top and a bottom, and they act like a top and a bottom. So
yeah, it's crazy, man. But what else was I gonna tell you, man? Real quick, and I'll get off.
I'm happy that I'm on the top. By the way, I'm happy I'm on the top.
Yeah, me too. Man, I know you say you don't really care what the sun does or the lights in the sky type of thing, but to me, it's like, well, is the motherfucker 93 million miles away, or is it still closer than what they tell us? Sure, we don't know those answers, but what is your opinion on that, man? Like, gun to your head, what would you say?
I would say more than likely yes, because I don't understand what the lie would be for at that point. I mean, you could start bringing it back. Like the sun would look the same if you pulled it back half the distance, right? Because then it would just, instead of it being 400 times as far and 400 times as big, it could be 200 times as far and 200 times as big. You could keep doing scaling and variance on bringing it back. And then you'd have to adjust all the, obviously the mass of the sun, the mass of the earth. So there is other possibilities, but I just don't understand really what that lie would be for. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I hear you. Yeah. It's all part of the model. And then I don't know, man. I can't even listen to, even though, like, again, I don't know what the case is, but I really can't listen to any more flat earth stuff either, because it's like, explain the fucking southern sun, and it's like nobody like explains that because they can't. And it's like they're talking about all these other different things, but to me, all that shit goes out the window, man.
You're in the same boat I am. That's the same boat I'm in.
The southern sun is the main fucking thing you need to fucking debate, because otherwise it's like, what are you talking about?
Right. You have to be able to explain the sun. They want to throw it away and say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's a nothing burger. It's an apparent sun. It's like, nah. If you're talking about which model best represents reality, there's one that can explain the sun and one that cannot. I mean, that's
right.
Kind of. And again, I'm all for people searching into it. Like I said, I wish that we would have come back. Everyone now accepts that there's a sun in the south, 24-hour sun, and they should all be worried about, instead of having 6 months of hangouts where they call it fake, have 6 months of hangouts where you try and figure it out.
Right.
They haven't even got to that point.
I'm still tripping. Like, why the fuck didn't Iru bring this up a long time ago?
I still haven't talked to him. You know.
That's weird, and it's a bummer because I really like Iru, but it's like he must see that shit down there too, and to me that would be apparent. Like, oh yeah, the sun is going the opposite direction of the north, and it's like, I don't know why people aren't bringing that up either, but whatever.
If 95% of the people lived in the south, I don't think flat Earth would have ever taken off.
Right.
Just because it happens to be people living in the north. But all right, well, appreciate you calling in, Tone Blair.
Yeah, man, and hope shit goes good for you, man.
All right, you too. Keep watching, and we'll figure it out. All right, that was Tone Blair. Appreciate his calling in, and just want to show you something real quick here, so we can. Let me fix this. I always have to. Just because, again, what I keep hearing callers say that I'm kind of on a different page than them is when they're saying that it's things that we're told, or, those kind of things. Because I don't think you need to worry about that anymore. In the fact that, can you see that? Yeah, good enough. So this is just a side section, but I'm just showing you that if we go to, what date are we on? Sorry, trying to look at this. So if we go to, what is this here? Sorry, that's the wrong one. Okay. So if we go to September we'll go to March. So here's March 15th. We're kind of lined up straight with this. And if you see, again, March 15th, there we go. Okay, so as we go close, you'll see that the sun's coming. Oh, man, of course, you can't see that. Back up like this. There we go. So you can see the sun coming straight down, even with the equator, okay, as it's on the equinox. So again, if we watch the sun and we see it set perfectly straight, we would have let's say they blindfold us. We get put in a plane. We're flown around for 18 hours, 20 hours. Who knows? We're just flying in circles. They land us somewhere. They let us out of the plane. By sunset, we should be able to look up and know where we are. Because if the sun sets straight down, then we know we're near the equator. Okay, there's the sun setting straight down. Remember, we could zoom in here if we wanted and watch the sunset from, oops, let me zoom up here a little bit. So we can get in like this, and we can actually watch it from the equator if it's easier for you to get. There we go. And then we'll straighten up, and then we'll see it come over. And are you going to be able to see that? You can't see it. Okay, great. Let me zoom. I can't really show you because let me move this down a little bit. Always does this. Like it's too. What if we move this down like that? Did that help? No. Didn't know. Nope. Did that help me? No. Forget it. All right. So, oh, you can see the sun there. There it is. So you see it setting on the. Okay. So if we then fast forward to, let me go one more. That's the year. Two. Okay. That's wrong. Let's go there. So now we're going to fast forward. You'll see as we go towards April, the sun is heading to the north. Oops, you can't see that. There you go. So it's heading in this direction. As we're now in, where are we at here? Oops, sorry, I went way too fast. We are back in April where we were. Let me go back so we know where we're at. Okay, so this was April right after the June. You'll notice now it's going to the right? It's going to the north. And this is all of May. Now we're into June. Okay, so June 21st, which is coming up in 2 weeks. Let me get that. Okay, so here's June 21st. Too far. June 25th, whatever. And we'll back this up a little bit. Oops, sorry, forward a little bit. There we go. So now we'll see that the sun is setting way to the north. Okay, so there it's setting there. And you'll notice it's going left to right. And again, if we saw that set, we would know we were in the north. So if we come over here, and we would know, oh, is it setting left to right or right to left? And spin this way. There we go. So now you get the sun coming left to right, our left hand to our right hand setting. So again, that is a result of living on a ball. If you were to take maybe I could do that. I could take my GoPro session, put it onto a sphere, and show you that when you're leaning to the right, so let me zoom out and show you what I mean. And you have to kind of picture this. This is just a way of describing it that makes it maybe easier for people to kind of grasp. Is if this is your equator, okay, and you have to think in the model that at least we're told is true, the sun doesn't move. It's the Earth spinning that causes. Okay, so remember, if the sun's in the same spot in the sky, then if you are on the right side of the ball over here, you're leaning this way. Oops, you can't even see my. Hold on, this stupid thing is not. You can't see the sun. There it is. If you kind of picture, if you're on the right side of the ball, you'd be leaning. Geez, there's my hand. Kind of this way. Picture my mouse being more to the right, and you'd be leaning this way, and then people on the left side would be leaning this way. And if you picture then spinning that ball, that what they each observe the sun do is going to be different. In one hemisphere, they're going to see it going a certain direction. In the other hemisphere, and that's what we see. That's what we see. And again, you might say, well, how do we know we see that? Well, because no one's ever disproved Google Earth. If somebody says, well, Jaron, what would we see on December 21st? Let me just go here real quick, just because I want to show you one thing. Come on. 7, 8, 9, 10, let's go. 10, 11, 12. Up. Okay, so there's December 15th. And we're going to go down to the Tropic of Capricorn, and we're going to go to, let's go this way. And let's go this way. Okay, so here is, where are we at here? Can't see because it's not daylight. Where am I at here? Okay, South America. So if we're here in South America, let's go down to Punta Arenas just to show one time. This is why I say go there. Because if you go to Punta Arenas and you look west, somebody asked what do flat earthers believe is on the underside of flat earth. They just say flat earth is all there is. So there isn't a underside of it. Okay, so we're down here. We're watching the. Oops, now I'm looking the wrong direction. Let's go back over here. There's us looking north. Okay, so then we're going to spin, so we're looking west. And this is what I mean by everybody's looking west. And so now when the sun sets, go one more this way. Thank you. Now when the sun sets, we're going to see it go drastically. And this is what I mean by drastic. Look at how the cut in that. Okay, so this is what you see when you go down there. Look at the sun. Look how it's cutting right to left. I know you can't barely see that. Let me move it this way a little bit. Right, and this is not slightly. Look at it. Look at it cut. For us in the north, wouldn't that look weird? The sun setting that way? You'd be like, wait a second, what? So the sun sets that way, and it's barely underneath the earth. You turn this way, you're like, where'd the sun go? And you can see the light. You can see this light. Let me go real quick. I just want to show you one thing so you can get a good idea of this. If we go to here, and go to here, and go to here, I'm going to my channel because if you know, it's like the people saying they didn't even record them, they didn't even do live stream. It's so stupid. Go to my live videos and go to December of, and let me show you real quick so you get this, and we'll look at it together real quick just so you can see that there's no funny business here. This is just people who don't want to do any research and don't want to figure it out. Notice, let me see, can you see here? Good. Let me put it on the bigger screen. And let's move that up. Okay. So this is my channel. Watch very carefully here. This was Antarctica Bound. You'll notice that it says here, this was Elizabeth, Austin, and I talking about going 5 months ago. The next video on here shows, let's go open it. And I want you to look at the date. Okay, so it says here, what do you have to do? Open it one more. Okay, so right here. Streamed live on December 11th. I left San Jose December 10th. This was in Punta Arenas on the night of December 11th. We got there late. We ate dinner, went out to dinner, came back, and we're like, let's stream live. So that is the 11th. And then if we go, I knew it was going to do that too. Then if we go to the next one, you've got here, which is going to be the 12th. You can go look at this yourself. I'm not going to open each one. You see right there. And every date is on there. This is the 12th. This one, want to take a guess? The 13th. This one, want to take a guess? The 14th. This one, want to take a guess? The 15th. This one, want to take a guess? 16th. This one, want to take a guess? 17th. So I streamed every day I was gone. Did a stream from Antarctica or from Punta Arenas, but I want to show you that first night that we got there. This one.
We have the sun moving away from you, right? We should think that it's going north.
And I want to show you here, we're kind of looking where we're at. We get out across the street. Let me see if we can see over here. Okay, so see that light over there? This is looking dead south. Okay, want an example? This is looking like this. We just, oops, don't go away from it. Come on. You know, this is us on the ground, of course, but we're looking and we see that light. Let's go back here. Oops, not there. This one. What? Oh, thought there was more there. And we're kind of shocked. But the reason why is because of what it tells you. And let me see, we get a little further. You can see the light coming by. So this light is moving. You know, this is to about the southwest. The sun set this way. And it's moving this way. Okay, on a flat Earth, the sun needs to go the other way. And so this was definitely questionable to us. And then this is Elizabeth pulling out her star tracking app or whatever, and it's showing you what we see. It says the sun's coming this way, right to left. It goes under the earth for just a little bit and pops up right to left in the south. That destroys any version of flat Earth. You can see that sun is moving left. So anyway, it has to go the other way. So that just, you know, is why. Let me move this back up here. Okay, so this is what we saw. Again, like it goes this way. We're just going to keep going. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Sun goes this way, and then it pops right back up. And again, coming from this way. And let me show you one more time, because this is what I don't think people get. Notice that we're talking about the same day. Notice up here, 12:18. Watch the sunrise, and this is how you know you're on a globe. The sun is clearly rising right to left for somebody in the south. Now, it doesn't matter where we go in the south. Okay, what I mean by that is let's just zoom out a little bit. Okay, and we're just going to travel anywhere in the south. I'm just going to kind of keep going this way. You'll notice that we're on the same latitude line, so we're not going anywhere. Out here in the water, if we again rewind it to watch the sunrise, it's going to rise right to left. Turn, look at the sun, rises right to left. Look how drastic that is, right to left, rising right to left. Okay, great. Let's go a little bit further in the south. Do you realize that no matter where we are at in the south, we're going to see the same thing, and it will just change in its angle based on how far we are. Okay, so again, here it is rising again, right to left. Okay, so we agree that's making sense now. Good. Now, that same day, watch, I'm not changing the day. I'm just now traveling laterally so I can go to the north. So we're going to cross the Tropic of Capricorn. So we're going past that. We're going to cross the equator next. There it went, equator. You can see it. You kind of can see it there at the bottom. Keep going. Okay, so now imagine we're here at the Tropic of Cancer. We're watching the same sunset. It's going to, sunrise. It's definitely going right to left, right? That's what we just saw. The problem is that if we turn and watch the sunrise here, get down to the earth, turn and watch the sunrise, and watch what happens. The sun rises left to right. Left to right. Think about what we just saw. Same exact sun. Same exact world. Right to left for people in the south, left to right for people in the north. End of story. How could it's a paradox on a flat earth. On a flat earth, there's one sun, it goes one direction, and we just saw two people, both facing east, saw the sun go opposite directions. We just saw it. If it's wrong, somebody would disprove Google Earth by saying, look, on this date, I went to this location and it does the opposite thing that the Google Earth shows. No, Google Earth shows it correct. So it becomes very easy because there's only one shape that would produce that observation. Only one. Only one, and that's because of the nature of living on a ball. That it's going to cause the sun, because you're on one drastically leaning ball versus the other way. Again, you're not actually leaning in real life because down is down. But on the whole sphere of things, if you will, the whole look, two people are on opposite ends of a ball, they're going to see opposite things, opposite directions, things flipped, things going the opposite way. And Flat Earth tries to get around this by saying, well, it's because of the direction you're looking and it's all relative. No, we just saw we're both looking east. And again, if you want to turn around and watch that sunset, it's going to be the same thing. Turn around. Now we're facing west. We're in the north, so we know that the sun's going to set left to right. Always moves left to right. So here it comes, and the sun sets. Oops, we're probably not looking in the right direction. Go this way a little bit. And there it is, moving left to right. Left to right set. And that's what, think about it. If you're in the north, which the majority of us are, every sunset we've ever seen moves left to right. Left to right. Just like every sunrise we see moves left to right. But again, we just saw sunset left to right. But remember, there is left to right. But I was in Punta Arenas on that same day. And from the south, and you can see why that's happening. Look at this sun. Look at the sky spin as we move on the ball. Where you're at on the ball is going to give you a different look at the sun. And look at how we're spinning around and it's causing the sun to do a 360. So it makes sense, right? The sun is going to move the opposite direction. Now we're down here at, say, 50 something degrees south. And if we watch the sun set now, which way is it going to move? Right to left. And that's it. So that's the part that I'm trying to figure out how to say better, how to word better, because then we didn't need anybody right now. We didn't need NASA. We didn't need a teacher. We didn't need a professor. We didn't need anything. And that's what I mean by like God put it there so you can tell. There's nobody who can come down and lie to you about that. There's nobody who can say, Jaron, you don't understand. You've been indoctrinated. No, I figured this out on my own. Nobody even ever told me that. No one ever told me that. So it's not an indoctrination. It's not something they've tried to force on me. It's simply, I can observe the sun at different times of the year, and based on the direction that it's moving, know something about it. And that is, if you tell me we're on a flat earth and there's one sun going one direction, I can tell you false. Cannot be true, because I can observe the sun from two locations looking the same direction and the sun goes opposite ways. Therefore, there isn't one sun going one direction. Easy. Okay, good. The next step is if somebody says, here, Jaron, you live on this globe, I'd say, haha, I don't believe you on that one. Let me test it. If I lived in the north, I would see, oh, that is what we see. If I lived in the south, though, we would see, oh shit, that's what we see. Well, is there a 6 month? Oh, there is? What about the north? 6 months later? Oh, there is? Okay. Is there a north circle like the Antarctic circle? Oh, there is. It's called the Arctic circle. Okay, great. It's exactly the same. It's a mirrored image. Okay, great. So you start to see. There's no way around it. Well, is 50 degrees? Does it do the opposite as it does in 50 degrees south? Oh, it does. What about at 30 degrees? Oh, same exact thing. Oh. So that you run out of, again, I'm not having to read a physics book. I'm not having to check the internet. I'm not having to look up something on Google Earth. I don't even need to look that up. I just need to take a globe into my hands, even a basketball, put a person on the right side, put a person on the left side, put a stationary light off far away, spin it, and see, is that what those two people would observe? Do they see a light going, oh, that's setting left to right for me. Oh, it's setting right to left for me. Okay. Well, then you live on a sphere. So that is end of story. All she wrote. Let me look at super chats. Doesn't look like anybody else wants to call in. So let me check them out. 1 second. See, we got a couple we did. We've got FPV XTC. I don't know what that is. Oh, wait. Why isn't this on the screen? That's right. We'll just read them. He says, I have to work, but I just want to know that you still being appreciated for the efforts you still make to help open up people's eyes. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to move past this. That's the pivot we're making, but I'm just getting sure that my info is out there. There can be no question. There can be no wondering. There can be no, you can call me a shill all you want, but if my information is a solid, what good's that doing you? It just means you're avoiding the information. So, and if I'm wrong, then somebody step up and say why I'm wrong. Shane, Alan, all these guys. So let somebody explain why the sun appears to do the complete opposite, exactly what the sphere calls for. And how many times does the sphere need to be confirmed with our observations until we say, okay, we might live there, even though it doesn't feel right? Do I feel like I live on a sphere? No. Do I feel like I'm flying through space? No. Do I feel like I'm spinning 1,000 miles per hour? No. None of that. However, evidence tells you that that is the case. So you go with the evidence. That's all. We got Dave's Waffle House. Dave, you are the man. Do we have his Enrique? Dave's Waffle House, please.
From the Waffle House, located just off the Beltway.
Appreciate that. $2. And we got Singus TSP, maybe? I don't know. He's the number 2 king of the day. I don't know what those are called. What are we supposed to do with those? What do we call those? Just so I'm number 1 and Megan drops number 2. You are currently number 2 according to my screen. You and Megan can battle that out. Is that the loop? There's no loop in a loop. A loop in Antarctica? I don't think so. I think they're lying about everything. I think Jaron went to 2 years ago as part. I mean, just give me a break. Go down there. Go down there and take me up on my bet. All we have to do is each put money in escrow. Hopefully you have Bitcoin because that's all I got. But put in escrow, and it will be a very sure bet for me. And I'd love to go down there for a free trip. Oh my goodness. I'll go one more time. I have to rebuy my damn boots, though. Those boots were the best boots in the world. And I sold them. They went on eBay the other day. They're gone. The boots are gone. But I would buy the same ones again. And I would be so much more prepared. I would just say it would mean the world to me because I do feel like I was unprepared. I do believe I didn't sleep enough, as is always going to be the case. But again, it's one of those things where I wouldn't want somebody in my bedroom this time. I wouldn't. Those kind of things, because you're just, if that person's up, you're up. It's hard to sleep. You're on vacation. You're in a shitty hotel in Punta Arenas. It's just, yeah. Again, I don't want to give you all the reasons that I would love to go again. I'm sure anybody would love to go. And I know it's legit when I watch those ice runway, the ice marathon. The area is now familiar to me. I know exactly where we were going. I know exactly what to expect. I know that it won't be too cold. I know that it won't be, negative 20 Fahrenheit. It's not going to go there. It's pretty generally going to be between 0 and 20. And, probably not going to be crazy storms that they wouldn't have you fly there if that was the forecast. There's just a lot of differences now. Understanding where the camp is and that you could probably be fine doing your time lapse from there. You don't need to go back to that secondary camp. And they just wanted to make sure that we really weren't impacted by that mountain, but it appears that it doesn't really necessarily go behind it. during that time frame, and the ice marathon would be a little bit earlier. It's about a week earlier than we were there, so the sun would even be higher. No, I'm thinking about that. Would the sun be higher? Or December 21st, should it be at its peak? What do you think about that one? Guess we could go to the Andrew Marsh model. Trying to think. So if you were each day, because the sun's going to start heading back, but it doesn't head back till December 21st. Oh, it might be actually going up then, huh? I guess that wouldn't... I got to think about that one. It might mean that December would actually be right. If you were early December, would it be behind that mountain? That's my question. Not positive. We'd have to check on that. But I do think you would still see it. Obviously, it doesn't get dark there. It's just that Mount Rossman that's right there. But, I mean, to me, if I can remember now from where we were, it was still a couple degrees. I don't think that could change that much in a week. So I think you'd easily see it at the ice marathon. And again, people are like, oh, you said you... No, the ice marathon, people are seeing it for sure. It's just a matter of, if it passes behind that mountain at all. And it might be for an hour. It might be for 2. Again, it's not setting. It's nowhere near setting. Nowhere near. And if I went again, I think I would pay for a trip to the South Pole. Might as well. You're already there. But again, this is if I had endless money. And my shield check has not arrived yet. NASA is late. Was supposed to get that $4.55. $4.45. Quarter and 2 dimes. They got a tough budget. What do you expect? Tough budget. We've got Jim Daniels is your brother Jack. Okay. One just has to Google FRAM2 to see a low Earth orbit of the North-South Pole circumnavigation. Yeah, I'll show that real quick, and then I want to show you something else. Is that the beautiful shot they have, FRAM2? They've got some pretty nice footage of it. Let's go to videos. You like this one? Now I'll show you why there's a problem with this one. Hey, quiet down. Okay, you can see this here. Yeah, I mean, that's Florida. So, I mean, if somebody want to argue with that and say, no, this is nobody zooming in, when it is somebody from some craft in the sky, that's Florida. Or somebody want to say that's fake. I mean, again, I get it. If you want to say it's fake, we're in that era now where you can get away with that and nobody can argue with you. Yeah, sure, it could be fake. Could be fake. Although that looks pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, and look at this person comes back up and we actually see them. So this is something you don't even rarely see from the ISS. Somebody do that. Again, I still stand behind my statement that I don't know if they've ever shown the Earth from the night side with an astronaut like that. I don't think any astronaut's ever gone to the window at night. I think it has something to do with the stars, what we see the stars as or something, but I don't know. Anyway, this is what I was going to show you. So you said you brought up the FRAM2. Oh, shoot. What was I going to say? So one more thing. Google FRAM2 to see a low Earth orbit of the North-South Pole circumnavigation. God, what was I going to show you? I was going to show you one other thing. So we said the FRAM2, that's in the North-South. Can't remember what I was going to show you. Let me think for a second. Maybe it'll come back to me. Maybe not. Just trying to think. But that's, I mean, again, it's up to each individual person. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to look at. So I just want to show you. I'm going to bring up. This is my biggest problem with the world. Believe it or not. I don't like TikTok. I don't like liars. I don't like, and it's all lies. And you know who I caught lying today, or just obvious, and like I didn't know that already, is that K Podgy. I can't stand people like this. Okay, so I'm on TikTok and I'm searching Antarctica. I'll show you in a second. That's all I'm searching. I'm not searching Antarctica secrets. I'm not searching anything. I just searched Antarctica. Okay, so let me move this over here so you can see. Okay, so imagine that you are an impressionable 19-year-old, 16-year-old, 18-year-old, 22-year-old. And if every video is full of pyramids in Antarctica, with Joe Rogan here, what's hidden in Antarctica? Look at all these crazy statues. We found, look at this video. Like, you should know something's a problem. If you get to a video, why would the sound not be working? Oh, let me unmute site. I mean, as soon as it starts, you're like, what is the little scary skull going for? We found. What is going on? World map? Oh, there's the okay, so you get it. This is and a lot of people may not believe it, but I want to show you. Remember how I said that people are going to start saying, oh, well, it's because they want us to think it's fake, but really it's real. I bet you we start seeing that if we find any clear, and these are all fake. No, there's planes flying through some crevasse. Look at this. And again, so, I mean, somebody leaked footage from unknown flight above Antarctica. It's from a liar. You should recognize, oh, I'm being lied to, and turn it off. Nobody was supposed to see this. If a pilot didn't capture it, no one would believe. Whoever's making this, Chronicles Ancient, is a straight up liar. You should know that. Wow, it's beautiful. It's real AI footage taken from real AI camera on real AI helicopter flying over Antarctica. Beautiful. Looks cold and miserable. Again, AI. Okay, so the thing is, though, is if people start saying AI, what you're going to see is more and more people saying they want us to think it's AI, but it's real. See this guy?
Someone actually got pictures from inside Antarctica.
Oh, here we go. Look at these people. Yeah, don't ever stop to think how this AI popped up right before we started getting a lot of knowledge. Right. So money a business is now thinking that AI is on purpose to hide the truth, right? You can definitely tell these are AI generated. Again, if we look at these replies, it's probably people saying, yeah, but how do you know that it's not real now? You know, here we go. They're going to say it's AI to throw us off. But how does AI know all of this? Right. How does AI know? Okay. Again, and it's one after another. It's every single video. 3 million year old statue or thing. Look at this one.
Oh my God. We find the hidden.
Whoops. Sorry, I didn't mean to scroll that.
Oh my God. We find the hidden city under the ice.
So the way that we know is we already know what reality is. We know what reality is. It's not that, oh, reality is all this stuff here that's been hidden, these golden ducks are down here, and now they're exposing it, even though that's what people will say. Here we go. Soon we won't know what is true and what is not. Right? So that's the goal, is that we do know what's real and what's not. I can see this and go, fake, and just move on. So it's not a matter, oh, we don't know what's real, what's not. Here we go. The Bible speaks of a time when we won't know a truth from a lie. I think that time is here. Yeah, if you want to allow yourself to be lied to about golden ducks, I mean, you're right. But we know they don't exist. We know there's no golden ducks there. Okay. Now again, people, well, you don't know that for sure, Jaron. You don't know. Look at this. I mean, we know that this doesn't exist. Look at these places. And again, it literally says AI generated. Okay, 100% AI. Title should be more fake footage from beyond Antarctica. Hey, at least a couple people know. Yes, but we all know there is more land behind the ice wall. Right. Can't wait for Yeshua to return when he rules the earth. This is where we're at in the world. This person is hoping for the end of the world when Jesus comes out of the sky. You know, the guy who said, love your enemies, turn the other cheek. He's going to come down and murder his enemies. Talk about turning the other cheek. I bet he will tell us the truth about lands beyond the ice wall and allow us to finally explore there. Jesus will. He's going to sit us around. Gather around, children. Gather around. Gather around. Let me tell you that you've been lied to for all these years. We just let it happen because me and Pops were up there like, who cares? We'll tell them the truth when the time comes. Yeah, a lot of you have wasted your life and wasted a lot of time in worrying about these things, but let us now tell you the truth. We figured now is the time to expose all lies. They've been lying to you. There's lands across there, and you may now go visit them. Well, I'll be busy killing all these detractors. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But again, people want to believe whatever they want to believe. This guy needs to put a shirt on to not do videos like this. Now, look at this. I hate that stupid sound, too. Are you already pissed off at that? Here we go. Look at this comment. When they really show it, no one will believe it because of AI. Right. Now we know. It's because this is what they're using AI for, is that this is real, and we just don't know. But I want you to watch this one. I hate that sound. It's bugging me. Like, this looks legit as fuck. I don't care who you are. If you're like, no, we could tell that's fake. You wouldn't tell this is fake. If it was actually showing you things that we know are somewhat real, you would buy into this. It looks legit. Looks like they're going down steps. Looks like they're looking at hieroglyphs on the side of this fucking marble mountain. Looks like they've got the solar system inside of a pyramid of some type. Looks like these are frozen aliens. It does look legit. I don't know what the hell this looks like. That doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad. You're like, okay, this looks, I mean, if they were showing you things that you believed in and it was scientists out, you'd believe it. So again, we just have to know what's real and what's not, and not fall for these tricks of, oh, now it's them trying to expose. Now that we have all this information coming out, they're going to do AI so that we don't believe it. Again, easy way to very confuse you extremely quickly. But again, this is, as you've seen, look at the amount of videos that are fake versus the amount of videos that are real is a complete wipeout. I mean, there's no, have we seen a real one yet? We know this guy's fake. And look at the views. 2.2 million here. Was it 29? That's not very good. 53,000. I haven't gotten 53,000 on the video. I'll never again. 67,000. 541,000. 495,000. So these are just huge views. A lot of these people believe it, and then you wonder why people are going around saying, "Oh no, for sure the Earth's flat." They've been lying to us about Antarctica. Well, yeah. And look at that. How does that not look real? Watch this again. If you saw this, it looks real as fuck. So it's very difficult now to, again, we just have to know, what's real, what's not, what's inconsequential. But that looks pretty real to me. Let's look at this little dick on a hill. Oh, that's not a dick. Sorry, my bad. Bad angle. I mean, look at this. Flying over Antarctica is forbidden, not a real video. But yet I've done it. How are you flying over a no-fly zone? It's not a no-fly zone. What are you talking about? So this is the problem that we have to look forward to. Imagine you're somebody, like I said, 19, 20, 21. You're reading this. You're going to believe these. Oh, it's a forbidden? Okay, it's forbidden. Oh, and my teacher never told me it's forbidden. Therefore, my teacher's lying. Therefore, the Earth's probably flat. Look at this obelisk on the ground. It's a sundial. It's I really have to hope that people are smarter than that, and I don't know if I can really hope that. And again, you see something like this, I want to look at this and say it's real, but I can't now. I mean, again, that does look real. But there is waves like that, so don't take a boat. Go on the trip that I went to. In fact, if it was a boat trip, I don't think I would have gone. Part of me saying yes was, oh wait, we're taking a plane from Punta Arenas to 80 degrees south? Okay, I'm in. Again, this cannot be the right map because it doesn't work. It's been debunked. But look at all these alien faces on the wall. This is Howard the Duck, I guess, was found in the snow or something. I wanted to find that K. Podgy just so I could show you what a liar looks like. And again, this is when I have a problem. If somebody's just wrong, I get it. I was wrong for 10 years. Wrong. Dead wrong. I get it. But I didn't lie to people. I didn't start a video up and say, now I'm going to just tell a lie story. And because how would I feel? How do you feel like you're not a truther? You're not a truther in the least bit. You are the opposite of that. You're a deceiver. And so when you find those, you want to call them out. In my opinion, you don't want to just let them keep doing it because they're clearly, okay, this one, this girl. Grandpa's ice wall story. So full of shit for several reasons. 101,000 views. Imagine that. Let's listen to her grandpa's story.
Seeing the ice wall the other day, and you guys are going to freak out. My grandpa is one of
So
my 80-year-old grandpa.
I have zero respect for straight up liars. Zero respect. She's over here in the chat talking to people as if her story's real. She is a liar, pure and could be. She looks so disgusting to me just because she's a liar.
Casually mentioned seeing the ice wall the other day, and you guys are going to freak out.
Oh,
my
are we?
grandpa is one of those people where, like, he's just lived way more lives than the rest of us. Like, he was in Vietnam, he was in the Navy, he was doing all kinds of stuff. Like, you could mention anything, and he's done it or seen it or knows about it. It's to the point where my family just kind of, like, shrugs him off and is like, okay, Pop, yeah, sure. because some of the stories are a little bit out there.
Mhm.
Well, we were having dinner the other night, and he casually mentioned the
So you're having dinner the other night, and he casually mentions what?
ice wall. And normally I like wouldn't give a second thought to the things that he said. I feel bad saying this because I love him to death, but I would like tune him out a little bit because I'm like, okay, he's old. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? But he mentioned the ice wall, so I start talking to him about it. He was in the Navy, and this came up because we were talking about how I went to Iceland, and he started like a side conversation with someone else about it.
Oh, she was talking about when she went to Iceland, and then he started a side conversation with someone else about the ice wall. And he's never heard that you've made videos and getting 500,000 views on the Flat Earth. This is the first time that he's ever heard of it. You just bring it up. Okay, gotcha.
He said that when he was in the Navy, they would go up towards the Arctic Circle, basically circumnavigate down.
What? The Arctic Circle? You said he would circumnavigate. What? Arctic Circle is in the north.
To I want to say he said like Africa, and then like up the coast to come up the east coast of the US.
What?
So he just casually mentions that you can't go near the ice wall, and I'm like, the ice wall? What do you mean? So I pull up the 1585, I think it is, Gleason map, like the flat earth one.
What a lie. So she pulls up the 1585 Gleason map, which came out in the 1890s, whatever. That's an important. And then listen to what she says.
And I was like, did you guys like take this route? And I started like at the top and basically just went around the side, like where the ice wall would be. But I didn't use one that had an ice wall on it because I wanted to gauge his response.
Wait. You didn't. You showed him on a map, the flat Earth map, traced around the outside to ask him if that's the path he took, but didn't do it with an ice wall map because you didn't want him to see the ice wall. What the fuck map are you talking about? What do you mean you traced around the outside? Traced around the outside of what? There's no ice wall. Because you found one without an ice wall. There's a lot of maps out there without the ice wall. That makes a lot of sense. So what is it? Just water? You showed him a map that just had water as far as the eye could see and then little continents in the middle? Or are you a lying sack of shit? I know which one is true.
Oh yeah, we had a map like that on the ship.
Oh, they had a map like that on the ship without the ice wall? It was just a water map? The continents sitting on water is what your grandpa says was on the Navy boat? Shut the fuck up, liar.
I'm like, oh, okay. And like, what were you doing? He's like, oh, I was on the NATO route. I said, the NATO route? What are you talking about? He's like, we watched the shorelines and we watched to make sure that planes weren't invading other countries. I'm like, what? Like, that doesn't even sound right. He goes on to say that the ice wall is just because the Arctic Circle extends so far down that
You can tell she's making this up because she doesn't even know the difference between the Antarctic Circle and the Arctic Circle. So she's going to get so confused here and talk about... She's just getting the things confused. She thinks that the Arctic Circle is the Antarctic Circle, so she's about to make up some story that doesn't make any sense.
it appears to create a wall around all of those continents. And I said, so did you like see the wall yourself? Like, what does it look like? He said when they start up near the Arctic Circle,
That's
you
in
could
the
see it
north.
really far away. And they were told that it was about 50 feet higher than the water.
Okay, that's
and I
the
said,
north.
well, how, like, why didn't you guys ever get close? He said because it would create like a Titanic type of instance where like the ice would scrape the ship.
Okay,
Because
that's
he
in the
said
north.
For a certain distance up until the ice wall, the ice comes so high up that like you can't even sail a ship on it because it would just scrape and destroy the bottom. So I
Okay.
explained to him how we know that the earth is flat and like that the ice wall is the bottom of the firmament.
So this is the first time just at dinner, you just happen to be, your grandpa just brings up a story about the ice wall. And you're like, oh, by the way, the Earth's flat. I've been talking about it on TikTok for a year, 2 years. I have a channel on YouTube with hundreds of thousands of subscribers and I get all these views, but it's first time grandpa telling you. Just, hello, I'm a flat earther.
Firmament and everything. He literally thought that I was crazy. He's
Yeah.
like, what? No, Kayla, we live on a globe. Like, what are you talking about? He genuinely like was acting like I had lost my mind. Like it just didn't make sense to him.
Well, even if the story is at all true, and you have a grandpa who was at the Arctic Circle, you think he's talking about the South. You think he's talking about the Antarctic Circle. So you are crazy because you think you're telling him that it encircles the world. You said he's talking about the North Arctic Circle.
That I was saying that it's actually an ice wall. It's not an extension of the Arctic Circle somehow.
The Arctic Circle's in the north, dear. How would this...
And that it means that we live on a flat Earth. But he just like vehemently denied this. Like he just... It didn't even seem like he was trying to hide anything. He just genuinely did not believe me. But what I'm thinking is that
Here we go.
my grandpa was part of guarding the ice wall at one point.
Guarding what ice wall? The one in the south? He's talking about being in the north. Even if your story is real, it's you're confused.
Has no idea. He denies this because why is it called the NATO route? And why are they watching to see who's in the ocean and they're like doing, you know what I'm saying? Like they're going
No, you are saying he's going around the outside of a map that you say exists that has no ice wall on it, which is impossible.
around the outside of the Gleason map.
How can you go around the outside of a Gleason map if you showed him that? He said, oh yeah, we've seen that map. It's on the ship. But you said you showed him a map without the ice wall. So what are you doing a circle with your hand for? What are you going around?
To protect coastlines. Like, I get that that's what the Navy does, but I genuinely think that this is how they guard the ice wall, is that they have the people doing
What?
it.
Why? So the one in the south, they do not guard it by putting people in the north. That wouldn't work.
Clueless that they don't even know. My grandpa was unknowingly guarding the cosmic secrets of the universe. He doesn't even think it's weird that the Arctic Circle would extend all the way down like that. And it makes me realize that the Arctic Circle that they're talking about is probably just the circle of the ice wall. And now
So the Arctic Circle in the north is the ice wall? Oh boy. Oh boy. We got problems. And then look at all the people like this person. Old people are living history. It makes me sad that it seems your whole family ignores and dismisses him when he talks. But now he said ice wall, he's interesting, you know. And she says, I agree. You know, my thing is that most of his stories are military type stories, so I'm not familiar with any of the technology or terminology that was never able to follow what he was saying. I mean, can you imagine just putting out a fake story about your so-called grandpa and then sitting in the comments to answer people about your fake grandpa? I mean, give me a break. I was in the Navy and went around the tip of South America, and we saw Antarctica, and I didn't think anything of it. And then lately, everybody's talking about Flatter, the nice wall. I went back and looked at my pictures, and sure enough, it was a towering ice wall. I mean, this is just getting so disgusting. What happened to human beings? It's easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled. Right. People always ask, how could they cover up such a lie? This is how. Everyone only knows as much as they need to. But they need to cover up the place that you live with observations. You can't do that. Unless everybody on Earth is blind, you can't hide it from them. Sorry. You had me till flat Earth. Oh, honey, you need to take him out to lunch and engage a full-blown life story. Like, why wouldn't you do that if you're a content creator? Why wouldn't you go and interview your grandpa? Grandpa, can you tell me all about this ice wall that you saw? Nah, just going to tell a story. We were at dinner. He kind of brought it up because of somebody sitting next to him. They started a different side conversation about the Arctic Circle, and he couldn't understand why it extends down so far that it becomes the ice wall, which nobody in the world would ever be able to understand because it makes no fucking sense. But anyway.
So, what did you find in Antarctica?
Oh, Joe, you won't believe me. We were on our way to Antarctica
That's not
seeking
fake.
meteorite samples for study. After our arrival, we began setting up camp. The next day, we set out.
AI is annoying.
My 80-year-old grandpa casually mentioned.
How many views does this person have? 350,000 followers. Follower of Christ, aka liar. Liar. That's what she is. It's just, yes, I can't stand it. Because once I found out this girl's not just somebody confused. She's not just somebody like, oh, I'm confused about the shape of the earth and I just think it's flat. She's lying. So that's a real good follower of Jesus. I'm sure he's real proud of you. Sure he's real. Look at the views. 275,000 views for what?
So much and so quickly that I've quickly realized that just about everything that has been labeled a fable or mythological is the truth.
Right. Hansel and Gretel, definitely true. I remember when Humpty Dumpty really fell off that wall, cracked all over, just cracks. And then all the king's horses, which I don't know why the king's horses were involved in putting them back together. It's a long story. But they all put them back together again. And that's not a fable. It's true. Everything. It's the Three Little Piggies definitely happened.
Truth and vice versa. A couple months
This little
ago,
piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. Total truth. That piggy did not want to go out.
on my For You page was all Ring camera footage of all different weird things like gnomes, which are apparently a thing in multiple cultures, and yes, you could see them very clearly. We're all collectively starting to realize that mountains and rocks are petrified giants.
Yeah, we're starting to realize that.
posted this on Facebook thinking I was going to blow everybody away. And everybody already knows. Side note, if you're on there, add me. I like to post a lot of stuff like this. Now they just
What is that supposed to be, a
unearthed
foot?
A dragon
Oh, boy.
skull in Romania, which I already knew it was dragons, but to see it go
course you do.
mainstream is insane. Then it's
We're in good shape, guys. We are in good shape. We don't have anything to worry about. The world will be just fine. The minds of the youth are solid, and I'm excited about them coming up to. I hope that she runs for some sort of office, senator, Congress, or something. Get her into the seats of power as quick as possible. She's definitely onto something here. Let's see. Oh, clear message of Jesus is coming. Show me.
We just got an extremely clear message from God.
Thank you.
I really need you guys to watch this video. Trust me.
We're ready.
I made this video earlier about shofars. I'm going to show you guys a quick clip.
About what?
And I'm going to point out what I want you to notice. That's what the shofar is used for, to assemble the people, to create
Right.
order, to warn of something, to make God's presence known.
Mm-hmm. I believe all this, by the way. I think Jesus is coming back. Finally, fam. I'm so exhausted. Right. Couldn't be a deception that they put out there so that people let evil get wicked and get worse and worse, and everybody thinks Jesus is going to come save us. Would that be a good play by the elite? No, it wouldn't be good at all, because then people would just sit around and let them get worse and worse, let them get more and more evil, and let them make more and more money and enslave more and more people. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to use the Jesus, because then they would like say, what would they do? Say that Jesus was meek and that he just got taken over by the government and he didn't do anything about it, and you should probably do the same thing and just carry your cross, and the meek inherit the earth, and don't get rich and don't save up things on earth, because it's better to save up your treasures in heaven. That's why all the elite families obviously save up on earth and then leave their money to their children. I mean, I'm making too far of a stretch there to think that there's any chance that they could have been lying about that. Just was wondering what you guys thought. All right. Jesus is king, by the way, because a book tells me so. And a lot of books give predictions for the future that I think we should follow, and that are divine. So just choose whatever one you want, and you'll be fine. So anyway, why they hate bells, waters above the firmament. This is great. This is, again, my biggest problem with this is what you're doing here is you're promoting the fact that if this person, like if I was into social experiments, if I was into cheating people out of things, I would show you by just starting a channel and saying the most ridiculous shit, and I would get all the views. That's the place in the world we are. Is that a good place to be? No. Should we expect nothing but deception with that? Yes. By the way, let me just say something flat out here. To all the grandparents, if you're a grandparent, listen up. If you're a parent, listen up. This is very important. AI is so good that you will get a call from your daughter, from your son, from your spouse. It'll be in their voice. They'll be asking you for money. Something happened. They got hurt. They might be like this, and they'll say, Grandma, I broke my nose. I was on a ski trip in Denver. My nose got broken, and I just need $400 to be forwarded to my, can you go buy some Green Dot cards from the 7-Eleven? And you will fall for it. Please understand that you need to get verification right now. There is a word that my dad knows, my sister knows, my wife knows, that if I ever make any call or need any help, that I will use that word for them to know that it's legit. Otherwise, it's not legit. You should all have something like that. You don't realize AI is here. It's here right now. They can take your voice and clone it in 30 seconds. Okay? And they can make a phone call to say anything they want to say. So if you're a grandparent, you need to be very, very careful that you triple check. If your grandson calls you, does he have a friend? Does he have a sister? Does he have a parent that you can call and say, hey, I just got a call from so-and-so. He says, is it true? Do not fall for anything on this is the scam coming. This is what they're going to be doing. Scammers always attach themselves to whatever the latest thing is. That they've been on the crypto thing for a while. AI is their next step. So I'm just trying to warn you that the chances that one of your grandkids or your spouse or somebody calls you with a broken nose, or they've been kidnapped, or they've been held against their will and they're a hostage, is very, very slim. So when that call happens, or that email, again, I've talked to people about, hey, don't give your seed words away. Don't give your seed words away. Don't give your seed words away. And then I get a call from somebody who's like, I think I made a mistake. This was a nun who, by the way, I think it ended up being like 11 Bitcoin. So at the time, it was like, I don't remember how much she lost at the time. I think it was like 250,000. But now, if she wouldn't have done that, you're talking about over $1 million. Okay. So she got an email from Exodus that said, we need your seed words or else you're going to lose all your connection to your account tomorrow. And she thought to herself, well, I have Exodus. How else would they have my email address? And she responded to the email with her seed words. So she calls me 5 to 10 minutes later to say, hey, I think I might have made a mistake. I sent my seed words to Exodus, but I'm just thinking now, like, wait, you did what? What do you mean? How long ago? Give them to me right now. So she had to give me all her seed words. I logged on and it was too late. They had already pulled everything. And then you have to inform that person you just lost, at the time, 250,000. Today, 1.1 million. That's not easy, especially when you've told these people over and over again. So it's very scary. You need to be very aware, very alert that these scams are getting good. They're just good enough, right? Send an email out to as many people as you can that say, hey, this is Exodus, because you know that 1 out of 10 people has an Exodus account. Great. 1 out of 20. Who cares? Think about if you're an Indian scammer and you just stole $1.1 million, how long does that set you up for? Those people are still having parties with strippers and beers and all the hard alcohol you can have. They're partying like crazy. And you probably funded that enterprise for another 10 years of just lying and stealing from people. So it's just very worrisome. I don't expect it to happen to me because I know about it. So I'm just trying to inform people, because that will be very sad to see old people lose their life savings because they fell for the voice of somebody. I was going to say I'm glad all my grandparents are gone. Of course, that's not the case, but I'm at least happy that I don't have to worry about them hearing my voice and them falling for somebody thinking it's me who needs help, because my grandparents were the type that would have helped right away. And so if you're a grandparent, if you're a parent, just recognize that. And it's good to have a secret word. Tell your family the secret word and just say, hey, if anybody's ever in trouble and you're relaying this information to somebody, make sure you say this secret word so that we know. Don't write it down. Just everybody knows it. Remind everybody once a year. What's the secret word? We all know it. Okay, great. So that if something happens, that you do know that it's that person. It's the only thing I could think of that will solve that. Anyway, has the Antichrist arrived? Oh, Shirley.
Has the Antichrist arrived? Out of Forbes, we have Soviet spacecraft Cosmos 482 location after re-entry baffling watchers.
Right.
This was a spacecraft sent up 50 years ago that was on a mission.
Probably
to go
the
to
Antichrist.
Venus. And remember, Venus is the morning star. We live under a firmament. They're not going into outer space. They're trying to break the watchers out of the firmament.
Okay.
So here's the picture of the landing. What does that look like to you guys? As if that's not weird
What? That's a
enough,
picture of what?
Cosmos 482. 482 in the Hebrew is boosters out of the firmament.
What did she say?
So here's the picture of the landing. What does that look like to you guys? As if that's not weird enough.
What does it look like?
Cosmos 482. 482 in the Hebrew is
Oh,
youth,
here we go.
young man, silence. Which is interesting because we went over that story about Thor, who's the equivalent of Satan, having to be silent at the wedding in Norse mythology.
Wow.
This is number 482 in the Greek. Anti-lamb. To help, to support, to
Oh my
take
goodness.
hold of. I am
We are in trouble. We are in deep trouble. This doesn't even mention everybody else who's on TikTok doing the same thing. Again, search any subject. You're going to find nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. And you know why? Because it gets views. So being honest, does that get you views? How many people are watching this? 43? No. Being honest does not get you views. It gets you hated. And so that's sad, because it tells me that people out there care a lot more about appeasing their audience, becoming who the audience wants them to be, rather than the truth. All right. Well, I don't see anybody else waiting. Looks like we're going to call it a short show, or a good show. What did we have here? That was good enough. We did 3 hours. We watched that. We are all done there. And done there. All right. Thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. We've got, like I said, we'll find out what tomorrow is. I'll put up again a notice on Telegram. I just got to check in with Dave to see if we're doing that tomorrow or not. If you're somebody else waiting for me to get back to you, give me a little time. I've had to do some work for a Canadian production company this week. So had to been busy with that. And yeah, on a couple different subjects. So maybe we'll see something come out of that. Maybe we will not. There was a post, if you could, Joe Rogan made a post, I think, the other day on Twitter that said, hey, if there's somebody you want to get on the show, please let me know. If you'd be so kind to head over there and tell him Jaron and Will would love to come on the show. Or I think we are also, what's his name? Friedman. We are also looking to possibly go on that show. We've heard a couple rumors or what have you. So we'll see what happens. We will see. But that's it. I don't want to give you too much to think about. I think it's very simple. And again, I'm going to move on because it's time to move on. I completed my goal. I wanted to find out the shape of the earth, understand it. Now I do. So that's definitely what I wanted, And I'm not the guy that's going to be lying to you like the others. Because right now we're living in a fucking circus, okay? And all the ringmasters of this circus are liars. They lie for views, they lie for money, they lie for attention. They lie because the truth probably makes them uncomfortable. And a cozy lie, you know what? It pays better than a hard truth ever will by multiple times. But I didn't come here when I started YouTube. It certainly wasn't about let me be part of a circus, let me juggle fireballs, and let me ride this unicycle of delusion around the grounds. No, I'm not wearing clown shoes, although some might say I am. But yeah, so I'm just, as I always, I'm going to attack lies. It just so happens that where I thought those lies were coming from has switched. Lies do not just exist. There's not just lies out there. They're spread. They're poison. They corrupt. They confuse. They turn people into parrots. They repeat the lie over and over again. They destroy families. They destroy friendships. They destroy relationships. They erode critical thought. One dopamine hit at a time, you start getting excited about this stuff. Think of all the people who now believe that there's extended land and there's all this truth out there that we're going to find in the Antarctica. They've been hiding it from us, and they've been, when it's not the case, because you end up in an echo chamber, a big echo chamber, and that's where some people want to be because it makes them feel good. You don't think Sav enjoys being on his show, listening to all the people that come on board and all the people in the chat just repeating the same thing, reconfirming what he thinks? It's scary, and people have no discernment to hear a liar over and over again. I heard Saul the other day going around saying, if once a deceiver, always if Will Duffy was ever a deceiver one time, then he's a deceiver about everything. Why would you ever listen to him? Yet Saab is saying that there's no 24-hour sun. So he is a deceiver, which means do not listen to anything he says. It's that easy. If a deceiver once, then a deceiver all time. Well, then, Saab, you have been telling nothing but lies for 6 months. You sound so fucking stupid. Get your head checked. The dementia is here. It's upon you. It is upon you. So, in Flat Earth, every guru is a grifter. Every Flat Earth genius is a grifter. And every doubter must be a shill, right? Must be an agent. Must be paid off. Must be sent by NASA or the feds or some guy named Dave. Who knows? But it's not truth that those people are after. It's called validation. That's what they want. That's the new addiction. Not facts, not evidence, not truth. Just that sweet, sweet hit of you're right, bro. We're the only ones who see it. You're so smart. We figured it out. Those other idiots, they went to school and they learned nothing. They learned how to promote the lie. That's how we're all so confused about the sphere Earth, because they lied to us, told everybody it's a sphere, and now we're all so confused and nobody can see anything and nobody can actually verify with observations if they're right or not. But of course we can. You can go verify it. You can do it. Congratulations. We're special because we know something. We just made up something that we are going to be in an echo chamber and keep believing. Should that be congratulated? You can make up any lie like that and then sit in an echo chamber and everybody agrees with it and you keep saying it every day and you block anybody saying something different. Cool. You didn't reach a new truth. You just convinced yourself of a lie. So here I am, a man who used to be one of them. who could still be one of them if I just would have shut my mouth and played along. But I can't do that because I am a truther. I left that cult. I tested reality. I saw the damn sun in Antarctica circle me for 4 fucking days. And I didn't plug my ears and go la 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 globe propaganda, blah 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 globe propaganda. Nope. I opened my eyes and you know what? The truth is fucking beautiful. It's raw. It's uncomfortable, but it's worth it. The earth doesn't seem like a sphere to me. It doesn't meet my senses. However, I have the ability to gather information and evidence and reach a conclusion and accept if it goes against what I feel. And the sphere is the answer that the evidence leads you to. Just what it is. Doesn't matter if the algorithm ghosts me. Doesn't matter if I have no views. Doesn't matter. What do I get for being honest? Well, a pat on the back, I guess. The views, gone. Subscribers, gone. I mean, people are unsubscribing as if I'm saying Santa Claus isn't real. That's what people are like, what? How dare you? Because apparently now honesty is offensive. You lie, you thrive. You deceive, you get promoted, you get pumped up. People in your community will like you. They'll all talk about how great you are. Dave Weiss is great. What do you mean he's great? So, oh, you mean Steve from Space Audits? Oh, he's great. Haven't you seen his Scam Artica 1 and 2? He just proved he proved that the Earth's a sphere. You tell the truth, you become invisible. Well, guess what, assholes? I'm not going anywhere. I've still got tricks up my sleeve, and it's coming. I'm coming. Healthier than I've been, stronger than I've been, mentally, physically, and I'm not done. Not by a long shot. I just may move on to other topics, but I certainly am not going to remain confused and trying desperately to get people out of a cult that they obviously want to be in. If you're still stuck in that cult, I do feel responsible because part of me helped build that beast. But another part of me, that part that's here right now with that conviction, is screaming, wake the fuck up. Flat Earth was supposed to be about asking questions, finding the reality in our world. Now it's about protecting idols, recycling garbage, and treating every new idea like it's a threat. Oh, that's, no, it's fake. That guy's fake. That guy's fake. It is no longer truth seeking. It's called cult maintenance. So yeah, I'm here. I am available to talk, to fight, to laugh. And maybe, just maybe, we can eventually burn the bullshit to the ground. I wouldn't call it a comeback. I'd call it a cleansing. And if that makes me the bad guy of the story, well, good, because someone needs to be the one to stand up and be honest in a world of lies and deception. I remind you, do your own research. When you do, you'll never again believe that you can't tell the shape of the ground by looking at the lights in the sky. You absolutely can. Tell Dave Weiss. He's a dirtball. Please tell him. He must know that. Much love to you guys. We will talk to you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific. See you then.